We are live and we are recording. I am Omar Craig. This is the Craig Dominion. This is Aliens Beyond the Frontier, episode 24, Respite and Repose. It has been several weeks since we were last together. We'll get to that in just a moment, but because our new tradition is to allow the three players, Rodance, Luke, and Kane, approximately 1 minute where they will talk about whatever they want, but they have to talk all together and all over each other. That's the new thing. I think I started it like there was going to be another part of that sentence, but I forgot what it was going to be by the time I got to that spot. So, 1 minute. Get set. Hold on, we got to wait for a nice round number. All right, 1 minute, go. Talk about whatever you want. Go.
I gotta
The
do
real
some.
challenge
What
here
did
is that Omar enjoys listening to other people go quickly. It's a fantasy of his. It's, like people, they play some games for a power fantasy of one kind or another, or to imagine things that they could never do. And this is really Omar's power fantasy. Imagining that he could ever take a topic, start it, and finish it in less than a minute.
in a minute?
In a minute. It'd be absolutely insane if he could manage it.
I
But you're
love
supposed to
how
hear three
I love
people
how
do it
this
at the
started
same
and
time,
I love
and
how
it
this
just will never happen.
I love how this started as everybody was supposed to start talking over all over each other, and it just became Kate illustrating how inept I am at conversation.
Because it's
So
the
just so
Okay,
you're
gospel.
I had
It's
aware,
two
two
Omar,
things.
things. Not
I have
only
not even
are
put
we
my
still
AC
in
unit in
our
my window
minute,
yet.
you've had time to respond in less than the minute because we've already covered the topic, start to finish, with commentary, and that's 1 minute.
That is 1 minute right there. That I was waiting for him to finish that sentence, and in that I heard Rodance hasn't even put her AC
Oh,
unit in. You know what? You're in
yeah.
you're in the other side of the country, literally the other side of the
So,
country for me, and I think a little bit north of
Yeah.
where I am.
No, actually, you're a Norther.
I'm is Norther or word
yeah.
Norther.
more north definitely, but listen, I'm not judging.
I guess Northers may be a word in the King's English.
In the King's
North
English,
maxing.
Right?
just like
Yeah.
schedule and
Apparently my roommates both put theirs in, but I'm like, nah, this is still nice. A little bit of fan and
Aluminium.
I'm set. It's only like 85, 90 outside.
brother. It's 95 here. It hit 95 here today, and it's 85 in my apartment. And the worst part is, as I've explained to my players, my temperature's not going to drop until after about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight in about 3 hours. That's when it'll finally start going down. It will take until about midnight or 1 for to actually hit something reasonable like 75.
My classmates would probably say North maxing.
North Maxing,
Oh,
yes,
no.
yes, yes.
Oh, that hurt. Oh, that really hurt.
It does hurt. I love this kind of pain.
Also, it's apparently much nicer here. It's 68
You know
degrees right
what?
now.
Shut up, Kane. Nobody likes you.
I live further south and it's cooler. It's almost like my
You're
state's a superior
souther.
state.
Are you south maxing right now?
I am souther than you are.
Alright. Previously on Beyond the Frontier, everything has gone to hell. Ironic, because it's hot as hell here. The team to the surface of Aljana did not fare well, resulting in debilitating injuries, necessitating a return to the Iliana. Video evidence of a higher form of alien intelligence having existed out here in the Far Spinward region of space has also raised great alarm, but not so alarming as the presence of one, and quite likely more, xenohives on the surface of what otherwise was a potential garden world. Now, our intrepid explorers prepare for a meeting with Gaius to determine the safety of the expedition and prepare also for inevitable clashes. I don't remember exactly where we left off. I believe we have docked with the Iliana. I could be wrong. Rodance has impeccable notes, as I understand it. I don't ever
I
refer
spent
to
the
my
entire
notes.
session sedated, and I would like to see Gaius and the governor thrown out an airlock.
Yes, I feel like that's a general consensus for everybody right now.
So we made a plan.
Yes, there was a
The
plan.
captain is going to see Gaius
Huh?
and try to explain to him that Gaius is fucking insane and people should not be there because monsters live there and they eat people for fun.
Yes, I'm saying I think they do it more for fun than they do for a paycheck.
Um, and that's a big deal problem. Now, we also know that Gaius is not actually doing his Wayland Yutani job the way he ought to be doing it, because, well, Octavia stole those those emails that were left unread, um, asking him, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? What you getting up to?" And him being like, "That's cool." So, anyways, so we already know there's a problem there. We part of the another part of our plan is a bit of a worry that maybe guys will see this as an opportunity and maybe do something to the captain in order to preserve things as they are and do something stupid like the entire deep void bullshit. So I have
Ooh,
also
there's
put
there's
together
a callback several months ago. Deep
I'm
Void.
also I've also put together some packages. So if the captain does not come back on time or he does not radio me on time, I'm going to release footage of the fight that was curated by not me, because that was a very important part of getting that done. Um, so if he does disappear, I can try to turn the crew against Gaius.
Okay.
Not just the crew, but the whole crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it might be more accurate to say try to turn the expedition against Gaius.
People maxing.
People, just stop, please. It hurts.
Every time we come up with a new maxing thing, Kane dies just a little bit more inside, and I am so fucking ear maxing for it.
God
Okay.
damn it.
Got him! I got him!
Honestly, it's just the perfect flag to show that they're fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Which one?
with you,
Wait,
Kane.
us or are you talking about the
All
game?
right.
I'm
Us,
sorry.
yeah.
Both.
The entire whole maxing of whatever flavored movement, because the couple of people who started that are all wildly insane.
That's amazing.
We also, I do believe that we intentionally made part of the footage Westcott's leg being melted off.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Maximum
like,
shock value.
and those
I did not mean
crested
for
heads
that.
smashing through the stone doorways and things like that.
Yep.
To be like, hey guys, this is insane. And this is what he doesn't care if he kills you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
we have a meeting with Gaius pending. We have what sounds like Pike is going to be wandering about the Iliana, and we have Rodance, who is currently, as our opening scene, is being wheeled off of the island onto the Iliana. Lakota and some other medical people from the Iliana all like huddled around her, ER style, George Clooney, and I don't remember any other person's name. Cast.
And Nina threw me out.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
And Nina threw me out.
Oh, Nina is absolutely irate with you. She is anger maxing right now.
Yeah, she told the medical staff he is not family. I do not want him here.
Yes,
And
that sounds about right.
I did not fight the ship security.
Well, it's because you're in love with the ship's security, but that's beside the point.
No, not our ship security.
Oh, Iliana.
Mothership security.
Yeah, yeah. So
And
where
as
would
far
we?
as Pike is concerned, she's into him.
Yeah. Where would you like to start? I think the obvious answer might be the meeting with Gaius, but I don't want to. I realize I'm the game master. I am the director of this show, but
Yep.
I don't always want to pull on all the puppet strings. I want you guys to have a chance to string Max. Damn, I gotta stop doing this. Sometimes it's just too damn easy, you know?
Oh, I just have to survive long enough for you to hurt yourself.
Survive maxing.
I'm thinking the same goddamn thing. All right, where do we begin? Where do we go?
Like,
Picking on Kane.
Oh, oh, come on! I gotta pick on Kate. It's the only way for him to know that I love him. Just love language. He's literally said as much.
If Omar goes too long without picking on me, I'm like, bro, we have a real fucking problem. Like, are we cool? Like,
listen, you think this is a joke or a bit? This is a real thing.
This is a real message that I sent him.
I would suggest that we look at what we can do with Rodance first. She didn't have a lot of screen time last time.
Sure.
Oh, right, because we were like, oh, wouldn't it be really funny if she woke up, her family's there, and she's like, where's Pike? And just like,
Yes, we could. Well, in order to lead off with Rodance, we're gonna do a little bit of timey-wimey shit. Doctor Who and BBC, please don't sue me for that. But we're gonna do a little bit of timeliness, timely-wimely. There we go. I made it intellectually distinct. Timely-wimely.
Timely-wimely.
Octavia,
I like it.
you do wake up. For you, it's been, I don't know, just a few minutes. But for the rest of the world, the rest of the universe as we know it, has moved on a couple days probably. Since you had a bit of a run-in with not your legs. Before we do that, let's do this. And nope. Oh yeah, you guys already do have tokens on. So yeah, we're back on the island. We don't necessarily need to use that map, but it felt weird to do this one. Juggernaut. How do I undo the Juggernaut? How do I take that off?
Right click on it and toggle navigation.
So I got my options were right click on. Oh wait. Wait.
You didn't pull me out of the scene, so you couldn't get rid of it.
Well, you know what? It's fine. We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll just fall off on its own. Rodance, Octavia, you wake up. It feels like it's only been a few minutes. Let's start with them roles. You owe me a couple of different roles. Because one, you have your play well with others, and then there's a new role that you have to start making as well. I don't remember that one specifically off the top of my head, but I am once again relying on your impeccable note maxing. Yes, I
I'm
slipped
gonna
another
have
one.
to ask you to go find a fucking dictionary.
Me? A dictionary?
Yeah,
I
they
know.
make them. You can even buy them from the store with the word English on the front.
Yes. No, I do speak English.
You ain't not proven it lately.
The army didn't issue him one, so he doesn't know what's inside.
Not fucking
I
wrong.
know, right? In any case.
Yeah, you have a place well with others role, and then there's a new role, I think.
Okay, so I passed that one.
Yep. And then tell us for the people at home and abroad.
The icing on the cake is I have to pass one of them and fail the other one.
Okay. So yeah, make that other role. Is it a different empathy role, or is it just
Yep. So the first one is for depression, the second one is for nightmares. They're both empathy roles. If I fail the depression, I'm having a bad day, but if I pass the nightmares, I'm having a nightmare.
The nightmare doesn't end in the daytime? Is that what that is?
Basically.
Ooh, this could be intense. Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
I go up to stress 10 and I cannot relieve stress for one full day.
Okay. Well, when you wake up, it comes and goes. It comes in phases. You start to wake up. You feel like you've been asleep. It's almost a restful sleep in a weird, the lingering of a dream, right? You start to come to, and you hear Tom Stevenson's voice. It's time to wake up. A whole new day ahead of you. Maybe we can figure out what to do about that leg. But as soon as the word leg registers in what's slowly returning to consciousness, it's not Tom's voice anymore. It's Winston's. Did I get the name right? Because I'm totally pulling from my memory bank on that one. Luke's old character. Yeah. Okay. It's Winston's. And he says, yes, a new leg. Maybe you'll be able to walk. Who knows? Maybe that one will just fall the fuck off like your first leg.
Look how mean Winston's become.
It's a nightmare. It's got to be a nightmare at this point. So I gotta change it up a little bit.
No. My person is of the opinion there may or may not still be face huggers everywhere.
Yes.
When she wakes up.
Trust me, I'm getting there. Because as you finally do come to full consciousness, you attempt to sit up immediately. because you don't know where the fuck you are. Nothing looks familiar. Everything's white, bright. It's disturbingly bright and clean in here. You can smell antiseptic sort of chemicals and cleaning agents, and you hear voices. You can't place them. You don't recognize them. You can't make out exactly what they're saying. But what feels like where you feel like you're restrained or held down is a xenomorph on top of you.
Yeah.
And you hear Winston saying, "Oh, that's disturbing, isn't it? Whole big fat black alien creature just sitting on your chest right now." And then
Yeah.
the scene is yours.
Okay, so am I still on the island, or did I get moved to the big mothership?
You're on the Ileana. You've gone through surgery. You don't necessarily know that, of course, because you're waking up.
Yes, so I definitely have never been here before.
Right.
I'm probably in the process of freaking out that I'm not able to move around.
Correct. Cannot move. In your mind, it is a xenomorph drone sitting on top of you, like holding you down, hissing, snarling, dripping its little silicone-like saliva into your face.
Yep.
Dripping close to the corner of your mouth.
Nothing, like, I would probably grab whatever random object happens to be nearby and attempt to chuck it at them.
Okay. You can't move. You are completely restrained. Your hands are restrained. Your arms feel like they're held tightly to your torso. You probably start to look, and what you feel like is that the xenomorph has its arms holding your biceps against your torso. And
Okay, so I can't move.
Yep.
I scream bloody murder.
The xenomorph on your chest does black smoke from Lost fades away. And in front of you are two nurses scrambling, trying to calm you, reassure you, as you continue screaming into what is actually not the void, but sickbay on the Ileana. They are attempting to reassure you. And one of them says, "Should we sedate her?" No, she needs to come out of this. She needs to fight her way through.
I mean, I know what nurses look like.
Yeah.
Do I see anybody I recognize?
Make an observation roll. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of stress dice. I know you said it a minute ago, but seeing it, holy shit.
I have more stress dice than I have my skill checks for basically everything but contact.
Yep. Okay.
And I can't reduce them in any other way except other than if I dose myself, and I don't have that.
Yeah, your sister's here, and she is, what you thought was a nurse at one shoulder is actually your sister. She's frantically attempting to calm you down.
I calm down pretty fast now that I recognize them.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
On the other side is a nurse.
That was
excuse me, it's two nurses, sorry.
That was a nightmare. And then I'm awake now, I see. Where are we? Because we're not on the island, medbay.
Your sister Nina starts to speak, but all you hear is the hissing of a xenomorph.
Yeah, I definitely attempt to rub my ears because I think there's something wrong with my ears at this point.
You hear words from the nurses, but your sister's voice, you see her mouth moving. You know she's speaking words. Like, she's not fucking with you. She's speaking. All you hear initially is the hissing, snarling, drooling sound of the xenomorph. And that's when you realize probably that you have been tied down to the bed in hospital restraints. And that's probably also about the point you recognize the fact that you're left leg, right leg? Do we ever determine? Does it matter?
We did determine. Did you not remember?
Come on.
Left leg.
Okay, thank you. Fuck you, Kate. I see that look. Your non-sidearm leg. Got it. Don't look at me like that.
Dude. Dude.
Yes, knife hand. Punish him.
I've become so immune to him that I didn't even register until you said something that she threw a knife hand at me. My 214 still protects me. Yeah, so it takes a moment, but eventually, I don't know what that is. Was that mascara?
No. Have you
No.
ever seen needle felting needles?
No, but now that you mentioned needles,
They're
they do
very
resemble
scary
needle
looking.
shapes. It takes a moment, but finally the hissing, snarling, drooling sound fades, and it is your sister's voice, and she's trying to explain to you that you have been on the Ileana. She and Finn have more or less been taking turns keeping watch over you, and when you look and realize that your left leg is gone from about the upper thigh down, that's when she says, yes, that happened. And she's saying it like, I realize it may sound sarcastic. She's trying to say it in like a, yes, that really did happen. You didn't imagine it. This is real. Don't worry. We're going to try to figure out a plan. We're going to find a leg, blah, 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 blah. Like, reassuring
I
sounds.
just look at her going, okay, if I'm here. Uh is Pike alive?
When you mention his name, she gives you the 1,000-yard blank stare for a second or two, and you hear Winston in the background. Of course, that fuckstick's still alive. And then she says, yes, begrudgingly. No, let me rephrase that. She begrudgingly says, yes. And I'm pretty sure it's his goddamn fault that you're in this situation.
Uh, uh well, excuse you, it's the goddamn fault of the xenomorph that basically ate my leg off, not Pike, because I'm pretty sure his ass doesn't spit acid. But you know, we can keep going with that.
She gives you the 2180s version of potato and a very cold stare.
I mean, we even got video of them. Like, you think people would believe us this time? Gosh,
She hasn't seen the video yet, unless she did. I don't think she has.
She did.
Did she?
'Cause
Yeah.
so
That's right. She's still.
oh,
that's right. Yeah.
We had a whole bit where I asked her to put together the clip for me to show if something happened. And she was like, "What, you want me to put this together so that you can get a best of to jerk off to?" And he was like, "No, this is to
That
help
sounds
your
like something
sister."
I'd say.
I'm not I don't want to be involved in it. I need somebody who can do this for your sister. And she did it contingent that I wasn't even in the room for it.
Yes, and I remember because I remember specifically stating something along the lines of she was still dealing with the grief, and so she was assigning the blame to you, even though she knows, like logically, intellectually, she knows better.
Yeah.
But the
That was
emotional aspect is still very, very much it's your fault, and she's going to find a way to make you pay for it. That's
Yeah, I mean, but a whole part of it was Pike wanted her to see that I tried to make her go away.
Yeah.
But also how brave her sister is for like getting into some crazy shit. Like all of that together to be like, here, I'm gonna make you fucking see it.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think she still does have like
that you don't understand.
yeah, and I think she still has some sort of like she still puts some of that responsibility on Pike, because Octavia, while she may have had the choice to go back, she feels that Pike had some sort of influence on her to come back, even though she knew better.
Pike has no expectation that she changed her mind on anything.
Yeah.
She's mad.
But
it was
point,
important to him. It was important to him that the video got made.
Yeah.
And it was just a bonus that she got to see how brave her sister is.
Yeah. And I think at some point she'll probably come around to that when she gets through the grief healing process. But right now, her sister is fucking maimed, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
So when you mention Pike, she's begrudgingly says, yes, he's alive. Pretty sure he's the reason for this, and I really don't care what you have to say about it. And then she's like, you know what? That's unfair of me. This is not the time for that.
Yeah, so what the fuck is with these? And I do jingle, jingle, jingle.
Oh, you were... She looks at one of the nurses, and the nurse looks back at you, and the nurse is like, you got a little, we like to use the word rowdy. while we were getting ready to prep you for surgery, and then we decided that it might be best to just leave you that way because I'll be honest with you, I'm a combat trauma medic. It's not unusual for people to wake up as though they're still in that same situation that put them in that state of unconsciousness. And then you hear Winston in the background once again. Yeah, knocked you on your ass, didn't it? Yeah. You thought you were still in that fight. You thought that thing was still sitting on you, drooling its acid on you. And his voice just like fades and echoes. I don't know why I chose that word. I just.
Well, I'm awake now.
Yes.
So
how do you feel? In a non-Colinar sort of way.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Oh, yes, yes, we can take those off. For the record, the nurse did not say Colinar. I did, because I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately. For those that don't understand what I'm talking about, in Star Trek Star Trek 3, or no, it was the beginning of 4. Star Trek 4, Spock has to go back through the ritual Colinar to reestablish his whole logic thing. And the very last question of that ceremony test, whatever the hell, is, how do you feel? And he fails, more or less. It takes him a while to figure it out. That's the whole point. Anyway, the nurse decides after a moment, yes, let me get the doctor. And then she scampers off. You just hear Winston chuckling in the background. In a pseudo-Palpatine sort of way.
Look back at my sister and go, where's the rest of the crew?
They're on the island. I think the captain is prepping for our next mission. I had to reconsider that we were actually a day or two ahead of where we began. You would have already had your meeting.
You could say the captain and not actually say anything else.
Yes, the captain.
Where's Warren?
I haven't really seen him since he had his meeting with S and Abantu. I imagine he's around somewhere. He's captain, after all.
Mm-hmm. And how long am I supposed to be stuck sitting in here?
Well, let me see what my notes have to say. Let's see. So.
No, I'm like literally asking that to my sister.
Yes, I have a whole section of my notes specific. It's entitled Octavia's New Leg. Okay. She gets ready to answer that, and a moment later, the nurse returns, and behind her is green fishy things in my stream chat. Cool. Thank you, Nezzy. That was interesting.
Hey.
In the behind the nurse is a doctor. Kind of a tall, skinny man. Short cropped hair, lab coat. He's got a stethoscope around his neck, because of course he does, right? We have to establish that this character is obviously a medical professional. And he comes in and he says, so you're awake. How do you feel?
Well, like I have a terrible headache, hella dry mouth, and I may or may not get some bruises from these restraints.
Yes, I do apologize. Those were necessary for, frankly, your own safety. We go ahead and get those removed. And he motions for one of the nurses to unlock them. And then he pokes into the thigh, just above where the incisions and there's a word, I can't think of it suddenly. Why can't I not think of this word where they cut the damn leg off? There's an actual word for that.
Amputation.
Thank you. Amputation. Right above where that amputation procedure was done. You feel that? And he jabs a couple of times, pretty sharply. I will leave it to you if you feel that.
I look at him and go, do you want me to flail?
No,
yes.
Actually, I'd rather you
Stop
didn't
that.
Listen, I just need to make sure that the nerves are still working. This is otherwise I have to take more off before we fit you with a prosthetic.
No, I mean, it seems to be working. I mean, it's kind of.
He pokes you.
I'm assuming
he pokes you one more time.
This banded.
Yeah, he pokes
Dude,
you again.
Please stop.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. And then you hear Winston. He's like, haha, another medic with a sadistic sense of humor. Feel like these are my people. Um,
You
by the
do
way,
remember that my character doesn't know that Winston was a serial killer, right?
that's a fair point. No, he was never a serial killer. He only killed one person. I'm sorry, that was a bad
Yeah,
joke.
Pike is the only one that knew Winston was anything other than
Yeah,
a
no,
stand-up medic.
no. I think he says it in a way that if for those of us that have served in the military, some of the medics tend to be the most fucked up people, right up there with with the NPs. Um, so he takes a moment, scribbles something on his little pad. He says, "Okay, I am Dr. Maxim Sukov. I will be attending to your recovery. As I'm sure you can imagine, you lost your leg from about the mid thigh and up. We took an extra inch or two off just to make sure, in order to preserve nerve endings wherever possible, so that fitting with a prosthetic will be a little bit easier for you.
Okay.
You will be here for at least 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me a stamina roll. I'm gonna roll my own little die. Go ahead and reset that to 14. Or whatever your panic level previously was. That's not important. Uh, so so his 2-week estimate. Let me back up. So basically, what he tells you is, I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit. Basically, what he tells you is that ultimately you can be easily outfitted with what amounts to the last gen prosthetic. Uh, it will be effectively, it'll be like mechanically, it'll be no different than your standard leg. That sounded really weird. Your natural leg.
Okay.
Like you'll have to go through a little bit of.
Now, is that the same that they keep in stock for their executives?
We're not going to go into all the specifics about who gets the level 1A red and the 1-2.
Because I know we're doing time stuff, but Pike was gonna drop money to make sure she got whatever is in stock for the executives to get the nicest leg that they have available on the ship.
Okay, in that case, let me double check because I know I had a couple of different things in here.
Because
So, like,
I still have all of Gannon's
all of your money. Probably some of Karen's money as well.
Right.
Let's see. So, okay, so I will leave it to you guys to figure out what kind of leg you want to give her. Effectively, what he has on stock is your standard last generation leg that mechanically, game-wise, is no different than the original leg she had. If you want something with little extra frills, maybe a RoboCop pistol holster, I'm sorry, that was... I can't help it. I'm sorry. I make jokes all the time.
Surface to air missiles.
I mean, that's a bit of a it's a bit of a stretch there.
Oh.
At any rate, if you want something a little bit more frilly than that, it's going to take a little bit more time to recover, integrate. But the standard leg was going to take 2 weeks to recover with. Unless, I mean, you'll have... So basically what he also tells you is it's going to take you... It'll take 1d6 minus 2 weeks of bed rest. We've done the 1. Jesus Christ. Okay, I skipped the rolls here. All right, it's gonna take. I'm just gonna. Let me slow down. 2 weeks because we already rolled it. It's gonna be 2 weeks. At the end of each week, you'll have to make a stamina test. That week's progress can be skipped on success.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stunt, you can basically breeze right through your recovery time.
PT,
However,
Yeah, there's a finite amount of how fast you can heal. And you
Yeah,
have to
like
get 3
ultimately,
heals.
yeah, because we already rolled the 2-week minimum, you're pretty much stuck with 2 weeks. There's not much more options we can do. You might be able to speed up 1 week, but you're not going to get, hey, I got a new leg today and it works just fine tomorrow. That's physically impossible in any universe.
Well, I mean, the 2 weeks is probably just the mount on the leg healing, and then
Yeah.
plug and play after that.
Yep, and then a little bit of physical therapy and getting used to getting that leg to integrate with what was already there.
Yeah, it'll be kind of really hilarious when she's like, "Oh, wait, cool, I can mod the leg. I'm putting tools in the thigh."
Yeah, suddenly you have a whole new. You're gonna have a Shadowrun-esque Matrix hacking element and connection set up right there in your thigh.
Maybe I can put that stupid Segan system diagnostic device that keeps falling out of my pocket in there.
Well, if you'd stop stressing all the time, it wouldn't fall out of your pocket.
Honestly, I'm probably better off just putting a Napraleave auto injector in there.
Just straight into the stump.
Just right into the old meat.
I think it
Right?
would be neat if for like the governors and the captain of the Ilya, when they got that executive level
Yeah.
support for those people, not just the regular colonists. If they had a leg that had like a fake sheet, like a faith, Jesus fuck. Now I'm going full Omar.
Yeah, you are. I was getting ready to say something, but you said it for
It's
me. Probably better
like
than me.
a skin sheath on it so that
Yeah.
it didn't look as obvious, and she could just like had like a depressed thing where she could push on the side of her new thigh and it would pop open so she has a compartment.
Yep. That
And
or you
because
can get
it's
the
with it being that nice, it'll have like a nerve integration so she has the normal range of movement, not just a prosthetic one.
yeah. So this leg that you're get like I said, game wise, mechanically speaking, it will function just like any other leg. If you want your thigh shaped liquor cabinet or other accoutrement, it's going to be a little extra. That's where Pike's money is going to have to come in. It will take a couple of extra days, so it'll be instead of 14, it'll be like 20, just to get for the
We've
time
been
it takes to put it
counting
all together.
money.
I'm sorry.
I have money.
We've been counting money.
No,
No, this is
I'm
I've
hand
had
waving
this I've had this bundle of money since the last season.
Yeah, he got his retirement check early.
Yeah. Like, I mean, every time we get paid, I increment the money box on my character sheet up too, but
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
it's just, I
but
keep forgetting
it kinda-
to really keep track of all that because we've been hand waving so much when it comes to cost. Or in one case, we did straight up barter.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why I kind of like
Basically,
the
it was porn magazines for liquor, as I recall.
hmm.
Some real barrack shit
Yeah.
right there, by the way.
I mean, there would be, wouldn't there?
Is there anything else that
Okay,
you would
so
like to?
after
Sorry, go ahead.
this, I would actually ask for like a message because I'd want to talk to Pike about what's going on.
Mhm.
But that would necessitate flipping over to them and for them
Yeah,
to
we'd have
go
to go back in
through
time
the
first.
backwards and time section. Yeah.
At least we know when the timelines converge, we know what event will be the convergence.
Which one's that?
Yeah. Me calling you guys up wanting
Yeah,
to talk.
when she calls me.
Yeah, I think that's how this scene ends. It's like, all right, Nina, I need you. Listen, I know you don't like Pike that much right now. I need you to get a message to him. I need you to let him in here so I can find out
No,
what's
I
going
just
on.
asked to borrow her date PDAT and do it myself because
There
I
you
don't
go.
trust her.
There you go. That works.
And then it says 48 hours earlier.
Yeah, and we get like somehow how some shows and movies start, and then 20 minutes later it's like 48 hours earlier. It shows how we got to that point. All right, Warren.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
You're meeting Captain Warren. You're meeting with Gaius and Abontu. Who's going with you besides you?
Given the stakes, I think I'm probably gonna have to go alone.
Okay, that is an option. You can take
I
Right
thought you were
with
going to
you.
take Tam with you.
I think
If
you
I
did
take
mention
Tam,
that.
he's liable. Yeah, but no, that was the last one when we did the heist. See, if we take Tam with us now, he might end up being black bagged also.
I just okay. I just thought it might be helpful to have, especially for the governor, if you have the rules guy
Oh,
there
okay.
to tell the governor like this, like you would be liable for their deaths or whatever, then maybe that would help with one of them, and Gaius is probably going to be all you.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess this is kind of a battle of weights, which Warren doesn't have.
It's up to Warren to determine who comes with him. Traditionally, Gaius has always wanted Captain Warren, and then anybody else Warren feels is relevant for the background. And as I
So
recall,
what
Gaius did
specifically
not
is he calling us
specify
for?
anybody in particular besides the captain for this particular meeting.
You're the one who called the
Yeah.
meeting.
Did
Remember,
I?
the whole point of the meeting is to be like, hey, people cannot be there. This is insane.
Yeah.
I thought he called the meeting when I went AWOL and then was like, "Oh, you're back. We need to talk."
He definitely wanted to hear from you as to what was going on, what caused one of your people to be so grievously injured, and then that communication was like en route from the surface of the planet to the Ileana in orbit.
Okay. Okay.
As I recall, and now that you're actually in orbit, he wants that face-to-face meeting with you because he needs answers.
Okay.
And obviously the governor, because reasons.
Yeah, I think taking 10 would be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
While that is happening, where is Pike? Just so I can prep in my head sideline, or not sideline, but alongside.
I'm on the Ilia.
On the Ileana? On the main mothership? What are you
I'm
doing?
on the mothership. I've got my 2 packages that I've got on me. I've just got them in my pockets.
And I'm assuming one is intended for the UPP like, and one is intended for the UA like?
So I've made 3. I have 3 copies. One of them I have hidden on the island.
Okay.
The 2 that I have on me, one is for the UA bros that I made during the tattooing bit.
Yep.
That I gave all that porn to.
Yep.
And the other is intended for the totally not mafia guy.
The totally not Russian mob. Got it.
Yeah. So I just need to be on the ship.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hang out in like the upper decks, whatever, in the management area. I'm probably just gonna go get a drink.
Okay. All right, we'll come to you shortly. Captain Warren, you enter Gaius's office. It's kind of small and off to the side of like the operations deck of the Ileana. And in there is a man you recognize, but you've probably not really interacted a whole hell of a lot, if ever. And this is Governor Abantu. You probably could tell almost immediately there is a certain amount of tension in this room, as both of these individuals are looking at you rather coolly. Gaius, of course, is an android, so a lot of his emotional reads are very, very subtle, if at all. Abantu, on the other hand, is actively, not exactly scowling, but it's probably an angry frown. So I'm not sure what exactly the difference between those two. Yeah, there you go. It's a frown, but the eyebrows come down. Trying to figure out how to draw that in my head. And Gaius turns to you and says, Captain Warren, I hope your crew member will recover quickly. That said, and Abantu just nodding along, Gaius continues and he says, let's get down to it. What happened?
Let's see. Do you want the Coles notes or do you want the whole story?
Give me the bullet points for the good of the viewers who may or may, if anybody's actually watching my shit, may have come straight here from the previous episode 20 or 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. All right, bullet point is we had a scouting team on the planet. The planet turned out to be hostile after they went underground places. Bug things killed them, or attempted to kill them, but we actually killed them better. So we.
All right, please continue.
So after killing them better, we had one of our people missing a leg. So we brought them back to the thing that goes up into the sky. That being said, they are currently being held to get a new leg, and everyone is alive somehow.
Abantu lets you get through that bit. You could tell his facial expression has shifted from an angry frown to one of impatience. And he says something like, "Tell me about." I'm not even gonna attempt an accent. Sorry, I'm just gonna forget it right there. Tell me about the atmosphere processor that you were supposed to ensure landed exactly where we needed it, and now it's not there, it's somewhere else. What happened there? What were the failings there?
The failings were that the location we had originally planned to land it was mostly hollow ground. There was no possibility that it could land there and not collapse into it. The
This
facility
information was
underneath.
not conveyed to us in a timely manner in order to readjust. Instead, it was adjusted mid-flight, as I am not mistaken. And he pulls a pad, or I'm sorry, in this game it's a PDAT. He pulls a PDAT. He shows you, like he flips it around to you, and you can see some telemetry reading data indicating that as it was descending, its flight path was adjusted based on input from the ground as opposed to input from an orbit. Obviously,
The
this
laser
was
designator?
yeah, like whatever designated, whatever. Obviously this
Yeah.
was right, adjusting it so that it wouldn't land close to the xenomorph hive, the xeno hive, whatever we're gonna call it, the alien bug nest.
Mhm.
And Abantu in particular, and Gaius to some extent, they're both kind of questioning, like, what happened? Why was that changed? That could have gone so badly. Like, they're trying to ask, but it's also like they're trying to put the blame on you guys, not so much on them for
Mhm.
rushing the decision process.
Oh, see, this is perfect. You can blame Gaius because he brought it ahead of schedule and didn't tell you until he released it. You had no time
Yeah, he
to do your due
voluntold
diligence.
us. Yeah, he voluntold
But
us it was
if you've
happening.
ever worked with corporate, they're still going to put the blame on you.
100%.
But the problem,
100%.
but the cool thing is, there's a chance to drive a wedge between the two of them.
Hmm. Okay, I will play the angle that he did rush the affair. We had a scouting team that was on ground looking into a facility. We tried to convey any of the information. However, when our scouting team started, well, delving,
Delving is
right?
Abantu just looks at you like delving is an interesting choice of words, but please continue.
Delving into the facility that is being held underneath the ground there. Um, they were able to set up a repeater and give us a warning that they were going to rappel down into the facility. However, they were not able to return information while in the facility. It wasn't until one of my crew members ended up getting back close to the repeater where I was able to understand what was happening, and I went in to save them. At least I tried.
And this is where you left your security officer in a position where she was suddenly responsible for the arrival of the atmosphere processor. This is Gaius asking this.
Hmm. Uh, I trust Wright's judgment, and we did have a second in command, and she would follow any opinion of the crew that are responsible. Yes.
Gaius takes a moment and looks at Abantu, and then he looks back at you. So the decision to course correct falls to Wright. Is that what you're saying,
No,
Captain?
I would say that I determined the course correction would be the important part. However, she just conveyed the
It would
message and then attempted to do as good as she could.
ask them who made the decision to release the generator early without checking with us first.
Oh, he's not gonna fucking admit that shit. Come on, you gotta put him in the spot for
No.
that. So you're
No.
telling me that Wright was acting on your orders,
Wright is acting on my orders,
and
and I trust her judgment.
and you are telling me that the course correction was not just necessary but absolutely required in order for preservation of this Xeno facility that your team found, and obviously the safety of the processor.
Are you implying that I'm protecting this facility?
If it's an alien facility, protecting it should be important for the
I think
advent
getting
of
off the
science.
planet is more important.
Why would you say that? Yes, you
Having
said
dealt
you
with
were
these-
fighting some creatures, I believe.
Yes.
That's right. Yes, killing them better, I think you said, than they were killing you. Interesting. I'm sorry, one moment, please. And he turns aside slightly, and he does one of these, which is completely unnecessary, because if you've noticed, he doesn't actually have any earbuds in, but he does one of these almost as if it's like out of habit or some sort of like body language expression.
Yeah.
And then he turns back to you, and mind you, this is only a few seconds. He turns back to you and says, I do apologize, Captain, Governor. There's a matter I need to attend to. And he promptly just stands up and walks out and leaves Governor Abantu with you. And you could see Abantu is a bit taken aback by this. But his
I'm a little too.
operations guy has just tipped out in the middle of a debrief.
Who can I can't really signal Pike. I don't think he has a PDAP, but does Nina have one or something?
I'm sorry, who? What?
I have
The-
my own. I have my own comm that from the ship.
Yeah, you
You're
guys
supposed
have
to
like
be able.
Okay.
you guys
You're
have
supposed
your
to be able
own
to
comms
contact me
thingies.
to say that you're still alive and you don't need me to rampage.
Yeah, you could just like
Um.
cough into the mic so that
Because that was part of the plan, was that after a certain amount of time, if I did not hear from you by comms, that I knew that
Yeah.
something had happened to you and I need to take my own steps.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look at Ubuntu for a second. Excuse me. Are we settled here for now?
I would like to know your recommendations. It seems to me as though this atmosphere processor, now that it's on the ground, can begin operations, although it seems maybe unnecessary given the nature of the planet itself, that the air is almost completely compatible with human life. Would you agree or disagree with that statement?
I'd agree that the oxygen is compatible with human life. I would disagree colonizing it, at least in that location, for now. If you are dead set on doing it, however, must be known that there is a threat down there.
Define this threat. It sounds like this threat is potentially easily contained and quite potentially, in the long run, not as dangerous so long as it is kept contained. It is a creature, yes?
I
Animal?
assure you it's existential threat. However, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. And then I get up, I leave 10. 10, you can talk to him a little bit?
Tan is
And
not
then
the person
I
you want to leave with
prompt
him. But no, he will. He
No.
will. And he will give you an interesting back brief later.
Yes.
Hey,
So as
I'm
I
willing
head
to
out-
bet. I'm willing to bet
Okay.
that there are a ton of ICC regulations against reckless endangerment of
Oh, yeah.
human lives with dangerous, unstudied bioforms.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm,
He's
mhm.
definitely going to have an interesting conversation with Ubuntu regarding various regulatory requirements that may or may not have been skirted.
Necessary here.
Completely
Is a
fucking
word?
ignored.
Yeah, skirted is a word I would like to use.
All right.
With that in mind, please continue. Where would you like to go next, there, Captain Warren? Since you're dipping
I
out
would-
on everybody.
I'm dipping out on Ubuntu, and Gaius has already dipped out on us. So I mean,
Yes.
that's pretty much on par for the course.
Yeah, it seems
I'm
you're
gonna
setting a trend.
signal. Yeah, it's okay. So I'll message Pike since I'm out in the open now, and I'm not in the office, and no one can actually just like judge me for this.
You're gonna pull out your little texting device.
Pike, dearest Pike, I have
It has
returned
been
to the
27
ship.
months since I last spoke with you. The raid is forlorn.
That being said,
Sorry.
interesting change of plans. Guy seems to be on the hunt for something, and I don't know what it is. Let's not do anything rash, but we need to figure out where he's going and what he's doing.
Need my help? Question mark.
Where are you now?
Bar.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I'm thinking here. I don't have any tracking. Actually, I do have tracking skills, I think. I'm pretty tracky.
Are you trying to
Where
figure
would
out
he
which
go?
where he's talking? What he's talking about? What bar he's at?
No, I want to see if I can figure out which way Gaius would have went.
Oh, I will say this. In your understandings of Gaius and his responsibilities aboard the ship and to the expedition, if he's not in his office, he's probably in the operations bay. Think of it something similar to the bridge, but not for the ship. It's where all of the major operations are planned and whatnot, coordinated for all of the expeditions. So, like, this would be, if you think of, like, in naval terms, you have the bridge and you have the combat information center, and how they're closely intertwined. It's a very similar setup. Like, you have a bridge that handles specifically the ship's function, and then you have a separate room that handles all of the expedition awareness type things. And they call it They basically call it the observation bay, the operations deck. And I realize I have a map of the Ileana somewhere, or an image of it. We don't necessarily need.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I think you got a bot. Oh, you already deleted it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I did that at about the time you were dipping out on a bot. So you could. So
yeah,
basically,
I guess I'm gonna try to sneak up.
Yeah, you could choose to. Like, Gaius doesn't have too many places he goes. He's an android, so it's not like he needs to use like a restroom. Like, he probably has some sort of charging dock at some point, some way to recharge, reboot, whatever. I don't know exactly how the synthetics work in this game or in this universe that well, but at some point they have to do some sort of power down, power up cycle.
Yeah.
He would also be on the operations deck as far as like his normal place of duty, and then he probably has 1 or 2 other areas, 3 other areas of the ship that he might have to go to every now and again to check on things, but because he's so high up in the chain of command, as it were, he doesn't really need to do that stuff himself. Unless he feels the need. So, as an intelligent guess, you may consider him going to the operation.
Yeah. I will start heading there and try to be not sneaky, but you know what I mean by like just kind of like wander my way in.
You want to make your way. You want to fly casual, but don't make it look like you're flying casual.
Yeah, I know where I'm going.
Give me a mobility roll just to see what happens.
Mobility.
Yeah. Just to
Okay,
see.
I would have thought more like a manipulation.
Yeah. Save the manipulation for when you get caught.
Okay.
It's like push that.
No, you know what? I have a plan.
Okay. Yeah, so it's obvious that you are looking for and heading almost directly to the excuse me, I keep wanting to call it the wrong word, the operations deck. When you arrive, Gaius sees your, like, you know when somebody walks into a room and no matter what you're doing, if you even catch that motion out of the corner of your eye, you immediately look to see what's going on, and then you almost immediately dismiss it and go back to doing whatever you were doing. He does one of those.
He's not dismissing it.
No, well, he looks at you, so and then he's like, he looks at you, he starts to go back to the computer, and he looks back at you, and he's like, odd. And then back to whatever he's doing on his.
Not quite the way I would have hoped, but I will go up. I will go closer to him.
Okay. How close?
Close enough to basically say, like, I thought we had business.
Okay. As you say that, he reaches over and shuts off his computer terminal. I had something I needed to attend to. I think I can step away now and resume our conversation if you feel the need. We can go back into the office if you like. I don't think your conversation necessarily needs to be here in front of everybody.
I feel like you're dodging the point here. You rushed the atmospheric processor to go onto a planet that doesn't actually require an atmospheric processor, and you're trying to blame us.
Perhaps we should have this conversation in a somewhat more private area.
Okay.
And emotions for a small room off to one side. It's like probably like not necessarily a server room, but there's definitely like a communication connection hub sort of room. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
And now, mind you, and he doesn't close the door, so it's just the two of you. But guides you both of you into that room so your conversation can be a little bit more discreet. He says,
Mhm.
Captain Warren, I wonder if your concerns were that we rushed things unnecessarily, and perhaps we did, in retrospect. In the moment, as the decision was being made, there was concern of timelines and a certain measure to, shall we say, appease the governor, and for political reasons. I'm sure you can understand a multinational expedition such as this carries no small amount of political pressure from multiple groups.
Okay. Give me a second to
Yes.
think of that.
The android lies his little ass off.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That was
I'm
me.
actually.
That was me, not Gaius actually lying. That's the answer he gives you.
Yeah. Yeah. He says that answer forthcoming. Yes.
Yeah.
Um.
Everything else was my
Right.
political commentary.
Yeah. So I think it's probably going to be a manipulation, but I'm going to say you would expect that a multinational, multi-government operation is going to move glacially slow, not incredibly fast and loose.
You might think that, but frankly, we're in a bit of a need for a win here. We haven't made a lot of progress, positive progress that we can report back home. Our successes have been minimal. Recovering some data, recovering some colonies. Much has been lost, and we're not finding it, or certainly not making the legway, or excuse me, hang on, I'm trying to think of the right word. Making the sort of advances that we were expecting to make. Perhaps our understanding of what lay before us before we arrived was a bit more, you know, let me think what I'm trying to say here. What he's trying to get at is that perhaps the idea of the expedition was a bit more than they expected, and as far as the idea versus what actually happened.
Okay.
So that the theory that, or the idea that he has, is that a certain amount of progress and a certain level of success was expected by this point, and we're not there. And he points out that right now the only new colony that has been established out here has been Salty Signals. That various situations have arisen so that there are only 2 of the 4 expedition survey ships, like the Island and the Typhoon, they're the only ones going out. The other 2 are staying close to the Ileana for local security reasons. An expectation,
and then one of the ships crashed, right?
I'm sorry?
One of the ships disappeared or something, didn't it?
No. Not that I remember.
No? Okay, I misremembered that then, sorry.
I mean, I don't think that's happened. One of the ships went out and it came back. They had found a colony. So they're kind of on par with you. The other 2 have been kind of hanging close to Ileana, and they haven't really been going out a lot.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
But yeah, so like basically the idea is that they were expecting so much to have happened by now. Let's say 100 things, and right now they've only accomplished 10. So they're feeling a bit behind the power curve.
So let me in. Let me know what we need to find. If there's anything that I can help with, I need to know on the in-track. Let me help you. What do we need to get this going in the right direction?
We need no, guys, wouldn't swear. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The governor's plan was that this colony would serve as our primary connection back to the main part, to the Middle Heavens. I didn't think of the name.
Okay.
We have the communications asset, the Salty Signals, I believe you called it. That was going to be our primary communications node for this region, but we needed an actual physical colony that could represent the fruits of the labors of this multinational force. Otherwise, this is just a futile exercise that will go back to the Middle Heavens as a failure, and that's how it will be remembered in perpetuity.
So you need prosperity in a settlement, and you need a win of a find of something valuable.
Yes, and ideally with Wayland Yutani's name on it.
Ideally. That is a lie from me, by the way.
I'm sorry?
That was a lie from me, my character, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his stance is big wins, big success,
Wayland
big
Yutani.
returns, Wayland Yutani's name all over it. Because,
And
yes,
I'm
this
agreeing
is
with him.
yes, this is a multinational thing, but it's really Wei Yu that's running it.
And it's really him that's running it.
He's not going to tell you that.
Maybe. No. Okay. All right, so let's work together. I'm sure we can get this to work. I had very little oversight on what is necessary, but if I can have some direction, I think that we could work together and do good things. That was a
Problem
really
that
weird way
we
of
are
saying
now
that.
faced with is we have a colony site in jeopardy.
Yes.
I will be sending another ship down to scout other parts of the planet. It is my understanding that your recommendation is this area is to be cordoned off.
Well, we don't know about the rest of the planet either. We know there's a facility there, and we know there might be more facilities across the entirety of the planet, or even loose giant bugs out in the open.
He takes a moment to consider, and by a moment, I mean about 4 or 5 seconds, because obviously CPU processing power is much faster than the human brain, or something.
Teraflops.
Yeah.
Whatever those are.
Yeah. What was it? I forget what there was something in Star Trek that they used for data numbers. It was like quadra something. Anyways, Kane. I think Kane started to recognize
I know the bit you're talking about. I just don't remember the name.
Yeah. Because it was
Oh.
something that like it doesn't sound like an actual number as far as data size, but it was implied. It was supposed to be. Anyway, he takes a few seconds and he says, "Perhaps, Captain, we should readdress this at a later date." And he checks the time. Again, this is a completely unnecessary motion of him looking at a watch that he's not wearing because he has an internal CPU that tells him exactly how many seconds have passed since the last time he did his little robot update thing.
Microseconds.
Down to the millisecond. But he makes the looking at the time gesture and then says, "Perhaps in about 6 hours we should reconvene with the governor and your ICC man to see what our best course of action is. Perhaps you could take this time to check on your crew member and attend to any other needs of your ship and crew, since you're already here."
You're sending another ship down to the planet. When?
I have not yet determined exactly when that will be. It will be soon.
Please notify me as soon as you have a time. I may have some recommendations to assist with the mission.
I will consider that. I will remind you that operational concerns are mine and not yours.
Absolutely. But certain level of expertise.
See. Is there anything else, Captain?
No, I think that's it. Thank you very much for the audience. Again, I'm on your side.
We shall see. Oh, now you're rolling your manipulation. Okay. I was trying to find. I thought I had a Gaius character sheet in here somewhere, but give me a moment. Let me see if I can find one for him. I
Okay, give me a
thought I
second.
had one.
I mean, unless you made him up, he's been so deeply involved, he has to have a sheet.
He has to, as
Yeah.
much as I reference him. Other
3
people are
successes?
referenced more than him, have character sheets, but not this fuckstick.
He's got to have one in there somewhere.
He's got to. NPC. Governor Abantu has a list of stats.
What does he even do?
Nothing.
I don't want to help you look because I don't want to look at all the other NPCs.
No, I know. But it's so wild that Gaius, who maybe because I just feel like that's who you would interact with, and therefore I made him more than what he was supposed to be. You know, I'll just use Governor Bantu. What's manipulation is wits, or is it empathy? It's empathy.
It's
Empathy.
You know what? I have him.
I hate what's about to happen.
Let's see if I can find it without looking at the book.
How many successes? You had 3, so he has 2. So what were you attempting to manipulate on him?
Mostly a joke roll, but
Okay.
just increase my stress at the same time. But it was basically that I'm on your side.
Trying to convince him that you are indeed a team player. I think what you get out of that is he regards you coolly for a moment, and then he simply smiles very briefly. It looks more like a smirk.
He pushed to 3 successes.
Yeah, he has 3 against my 2. So you walk away from this conversation feeling as though maybe you've made a little bit of headway with him.
I feel like it.
Yeah.
All right, so I haven't disappeared. I haven't been black bagged.
No.
I even confronted him in an office.
Yeah, you did.
I did everything I could to make sure that I would be black bagged by the end of this episode, and there's still more episode left.
So weird that you think that this is all the time I'm gonna have in which to black bag you, because I'm the fucking GM. If I wanted to, asteroids will rain down on your ship and ruin everybody's day, along with somebody.
I know we got about an hour left.
Listen, somebody can 0G fucking black bag you, okay?
Pike will put on a compression suit and punch the rocks. Checkmate.
All right. Oh fuck. What is that guy's name? Hold on. Hang on. Drax? Yes. All right, Drax, calm down.
What is it?
Bite the rock.
It's a PDS, right? A PDS, which is a Pike Defense System.
All right. Speaking of Pike, you are sitting at the bar or wherever, and you're getting this message from your captain, and you have replied. The camera pans over across the ship. It does one of those really weird pan motions that kind of takes you in and out of the hull from the operations deck down into the lower, like, common areas of the ship to this makeshift little hangout. And there's Pike sitting on milk crates glued to the deck at a table that doesn't quite look like a table.
And he's drinking in UA territory. He's not drinking fast. He's not trying to get hammered like he did on our R&R missions.
The pool party episode?
Yeah, he's just sipping a beer, having a seat, and he just looks tired while he's sitting at the bar. He gets his message and he sends a reply that's just like, need help, ? And doesn't get a response. And he's like, the captain needed me, he'd send me a message. Or if he doesn't message me back in the rest of the 30 minutes of allotted time, then I'll know he's dead.
You are in kind of a neutral ground sort of area of the ship. And you specifically want to be in the UA or the UPP side.
No, he's trying to be somewhere that's more common space, but he's sitting at a bar that's, he's not hiding deep in UA territory, but it's obvious that like the bar is run by somebody who's like UA, and most of the people who go there are probably UA, but it's like right on the in that common space that serves as the border between.
I could say you're in the Romulan neutral zone between the Federation and the Klingon Empire.
And he's just
I've got a lot of Star Trek references. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, you really, really want to stuff them in this time, don't you?
Listen, other episodes has been Star Wars, so I figure like I gotta give the nerds their chance.
Yeah, well, you're not going to assimilate this universe.
Fucking watch me, goddammit. So yeah, you're just kind of chilling out there, and you're waiting to see if the captain's gonna message you back one more time, but it looks like he's gonna leave you on red. Read maxing, I think is the term now.
Oh God. That one makes even less sense than the other one.
That's the point. Those are the ones that sting worse. But yeah, after a little while, this lady.
Omar, it's not good to admit that you're pounding yourself in the face with a hammer because you think it makes you look pretty. Okay.
I think it's funny, and I go for the funny, so do what I want.
As long as he gets the views, he can die happy.
Yeah. Besides, this is how I show Pike that I care. I mean, not Pike, Kane. Wow.
Wow, what does that say about what he thinks about me when he confuses me for this fucking psychopath?
Yeah, listen, Freud might have a thing to say about this.
No, please. Don't get Freud. That is not a family-friendly stream.
No, it is not. Technically, we're not either, but that's beside the point. After a little while, as you're sitting there chilling out, a woman standing probably about 5'10" or so, kind of thin. It's actually kind of hard to tell if she's thin or just fit. Probably about mid-40s, sorry. Somewhat attractive, despite her age. Now, I realize once I say that, somebody out there is going to be offended by that statement. This is a woman that was incredibly hot back in the day, but now that she's pushing into her mid-40s, she's still attractive in that handsome woman sort of way. And I know that's kind of double-edged, and I'm sorry if you get offended, but I'm trying to be polite here, and she's not ugly, just attractive in a different way. At any rate, she saunters up to the bar and takes a seat.
You might as well just call her a cougar, man. Come on.
Yeah,
Now.
I think that he was just.
You know what? If you want her to be a
for, like,
fucking
while.
cougar, she's a goddamn cougar, okay? Rawr.
Fit like a cougar.
Rawr.
I'm sorry. That was spontaneous. If ever there's a spontaneous moment in my life, that was it right there. Oh my god.
So this woman's in the bar.
Yes. She takes a seat, like 1 or 2 seats, like not right next to you, but like 1 or 2 more down from you. And she orders a beer.
Does she take 2 seats?
No, she takes one. She's already determined that she's 5'10" and thin. She takes 2 seats because she's using one as a leg rest. In fact, that's exactly what she does. She makes one of them on leg rest, kind of turns somewhat towards Pike, but not specifically to him. And she just motions for a beer. And the tender brings one over. And after a moment, she looks at you. You could tell out of the corner of your eye, or if you're paying attention if you want, she definitely is checking you out. She's trying to be coy and subtle about it, but she's checking you out.
I mean, he's paying attention to the room because if this whole period without I'm safe, I'm alive, everything's good to go, the meeting is over, until he gets that, the captain is in danger, and if the captain gets taken, they'll be coming for him next. So
that's fair, and that's a safe bet. So yeah, I think she notices that you notice her, and so she just casually scoots on over to the seat next to you, and she says, "Hey, you're not on the manifest. I've seen you before, but I haven't been able to put your name and a face together." I said that wrong. Put your face and a name together.
I'm on
at this moment, you got a message from the captain.
I was a last minute addition on the way out.
She sticks her hand out. She says, "My name is Yana."
Heath, and I'll take her hand.
Nice to meet you, Heath.
What kind of handshake does she give me?
A firm one.
Okay.
Like it's a firm one for a woman her size, and it, obviously compared to you, she's not going to have an iron grip, but
right. But it answers the question. She's athletic, not skinny.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit because I don't know if I could come up with good lines here for this. She kind of starts leaning into this thing where she explains that she's something of a reporter, which is kind of accurate, kind of not. The thing is there's a paper that is put together by the crew, some of the crew here on the station, or on the ship, rather. It's a little newspaper it doesn't have like a regular release schedule, so it's not like daily or weekly or monthly or whatever. It's just kind of whenever they have new information. And they'll wait for bits of information to kind of, not necessarily pile up, but enough to have a newsletter to go out, as opposed to like, yep, the captain took a shit today, just like he did yesterday. All right, publish and send it. So they don't do that. They wait till they have like 3 or 4 big items, and then they'll have like follow-up pieces. Every now and
So
again,
I've seen
though.
this.
I'm
So
sorry.
I've seen this. Like when we come back and we, resync our data banks and whatever, like we get the back, we get the digital issues of these things so we can read up on like news in the fleet, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so I'm familiar with who she says she works with.
yeah. And so she
Okay.
says,
Have
"You."
I
Sorry,
have
go
I
ahead.
seen her name listed as an author on any articles that I've read?
Uh, Probably.
Okay.
You might. In fact, when she said
Can
Yana,
Pike make a wits check?
sure.
He's literate.
Yeah, he is. He might
He
have much
does
more
know
wits.
how to read, and might remind you that he recently spent months trying to work his way through a dictionary.
And at one point, he did have one of those word a day dictionary or word a day calendar sort of things.
He did have a word a day calendar.
And he did read
She.
about the captain saying that everything is fine.
Oh, you did get that? You did send that message?
I got an all clear
Yeah,
from the captain.
yeah, you got an all clear from the captain. It took a
Okay.
lot longer, but it's around now that you're like, oh, okay, cool.
No, what it was is he typed it. He just thought he hit send, and then we looked at it. He was like, "Why hasn't he replied?" Oh, because didn't actually hit send.
Okay. So she's talking to him and he gets the ding on the messenger. He pulls it out of like the breast pocket of his shirt,
Mm-hmm.
looks at it, turns the screen back off, and he sticks it in a cargo pocket
Where's
to
my?
so he can give his nonverbal of not important.
uh, yeah. So she takes a little bit of time. I'm trying to find my notes where I had her at. Hold on. Oh, there she is. Her name is Yana Camaris. It's Chemperis. It's very clearly a UPP-ish name. But this paper, this newsletter thing, you realize or recognize as I'll say communal effort. So it's not specific to one side or the other. It's a little bit of everybody, if that makes any sense. So if anything,
Yeah.
like it would probably be safe.
Last time we came in, I think I remember reading one of your articles. It had something to do with complaints about tool policies with the mechanics.
Yes, I remember that one. We had spoken with several mechanics, and some of the issues regarding signing out and returning equipment were more complicated, extra steps that weren't actually necessary. A little bit more. They were really tight with restrictions and really loose with. Hang on, I'm finding the word. Really loose with the punitive side of things.
Yeah, I remember there was a whole thing where there were people complaining about tools that were brought from, say, UA teams being signed out to UPP techs and a whole
Yes,
political
there was. It
kerfuffle.
was. It was actually the Three Worlds Empire teams, mechanics tools that were being signed out to the UA, and then somehow a couple UA items ended up in the UPP side, and then the UPP had. It was. There was a really weird Iran Contra sort of thing going on for a little bit, but we got it taken care of. And I want to point out, I don't know if the Iran Contra affair took place in this world like it did for ours, but I imagine that the way she explains it is the way we would understand how somewhere along the way drugs were sold for money to buy guns that were sent to Iran to fight Iraq, as I recall.
He's like, right, right. I did think it was a well done, it was well researched.
Well, I appreciate that. My next piece that I'm working on, I'm trying to communicate a little bit more with some of the crews of the individual science ships, the island, Solovetsky. When she says Solovetsky, she does not say it in the American way. She says it
Yeah.
in the Russian way.
Yeah,
Now, mind
she
you,
says it on she says it authentically.
yes, that's the correct way, as opposed to the whatever word just come out of my mouth. That's how we say it in America. Fuck off. Eagle screech in the background.
Yeah, and she says it and he's like, yeah, I just because I butcher it, I call it the island. It seems like the least annoying. It seems
She
like the way to not annoy people.
she leans in and says, "It is a mouthful. The island is much easier, much like the typhoon. Why couldn't all the ships be named such short names?"
I think somewhere somebody down the line thought that the longer the name they slap on a ship,
The more
the more
authentic it sounds.
the more inches the captain feels like he's got.
I've heard similar stories about lifted pickup trucks back in the day.
Yeah.
At any rate, I was wondering, perhaps in the future I could have a one-on-one sessions with certain members of your crew.
Well, I was waiting for a previous engagement, but they canceled on me, so I've got nothing to do.
Sure. What's your role on the ship? And she starts going off into what you would probably expect to be a prepared list of questions. Some of them are cut and dry, like, what's your favorite color? Some of them are a little bit more in depth, like what your role is and how you use your experiences to support the captain and the overall expedition's mission.
Let's grab a booth.
Sure.
And he'll order another of each of our beers so we can just take it to the table with us.
Yeah, she'll follow, and we don't have to go into all the details. She will ask about some of the other crew members, like Hamida and Doblins, and the brother and sister Nina and Finn.
All right, so let's
and
start at the top so we can just like
Yeah,
bullet point
yeah.
these things, right? So
Yep.
he says that he is a wilderness expert and scout. And his job is to check for for mapping and wildlife surveys, and in the case of dangerous terrain or potentially hostile life forms, he is also an expert in. He's supposed to also protect the ground crews. He's sort of
So,
he's not on. I'm not on the security team. So if the security chief has her own policies and decisions about how she wants to protect that team, then that's what happens. I'm there as an augmentation for those types of concerns.
so now, if I recall correctly, you were actually physically injured in your engagement.
He's
So
got
she would probably
he's,
see
he's got
wounds.
bandage around his
Yeah.
he's got bandage around his upper arm on like his left arm or something.
Yeah, and she'll point that out specifically. What happened there? Dangerous life forms? And she says it in a casual, slightly flirty sort of way.
Yeah, sometimes
Sometimes they bite back.
yeah, it's sometimes an animal's got to announce that it needs to be handled.
Very well. What can you tell me about Doblins? Your mechanic, I think?
And as far as I know, he performs his duties. I haven't had any maintenance issues on the ship.
Well, that's always
Mostly
a plus.
keeps to himself.
And he keeps to himself. I mean, some people are not as outgoing. And when she says that, she's got a smirk that you can tell she's trying to intimate that she's very outgoing.
Yeah, I mean, some people just don't need other people around. I wouldn't understand that.
So you wouldn't consider yourself one of those that flies solo, a lone wolf. She air quotes it when she says that.
But in my experience, the person who says that they can do it all by themselves and runs off to do it all by themselves, probably gonna die.
By themselves.
But die by themselves.
She's like, ooh, that's a good quote. You see she actually like physically writes this down on a napkin. Ones that try to do everything themselves usually die by themselves.
Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes the command decision has to come in that somebody needs to basically go die for the sake of the crew, but as long as it's not an ego thing.
I've heard of this before, the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few. I tried to keep a straight face.
You just really want to find a way.
In the background,
This
you hear
is
somebody.
not the way.
In the background, you hear somebody go, or the one. God, man, it's been too easy
Yeah.
to slip Star Trek references in here. I'm so sorry.
It's like, yeah, not everybody is in tune with the idea that crew is a sacred bond, but he just sort of shrugs.
I hear, speaking of sacred bond, a lot of people, they stick to themselves. Some people stick to themselves. A lot of people will take the free time to wander about the Ileana and see what's going on here just for a change of scenery. But then there's other people that like to stay aboard the ship for whatever reason it might be. I'm sure there's a motivation that works for them. Almost adamant in their refusal to see anything beyond their own ship's hull. Like, I believe you have a pilot named Dudgeons. What the fuck's his name? Whatever his actual name is, she uses that. Yeah.
I mean, he's certainly far from the
Dudgeon.
first pilot I've met. He'd be far from the first pilot that I've met that is obsessed with being a pilot. If you're not on a ship, you're not really the pilot.
It's an interesting way to look at it. So you think it's a professional thing?
I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but he's very good at his job.
She smirks. It's like, I'm not a psychologist, but I have learned a thing or two about how people interact with each other. He never leaves the ship, you say?
I mean, I don't know if he does or doesn't, but anytime I've looked, he's been on the ship.
Huh. Okay. You mentioned you're not part of the security team, but that you have an actual security team. My understanding is your team is actually just two people, Hamida, something or other, and Alita, right?
Yeah.
I do apologize. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
No,
Your
it's
ship's
fine.
roster's names, the names of your crew are virtually free information, public
mean,
information.
This is a very small fleet.
It is 5 ships. Does not a fleet make? I mean, you
Yes,
have and she kind of points like in a random direction to indicate like outside of the Ileana in space. She's like, there are the rescuers. There's an actual group of ships that kind of follow you guys around and serves. Basically, if you guys run into shit, they'll fucking come get you. But they're kind of like,
Oh,
there's an
well,
actual.
will they now?
Yes, like
Is it
they're an
one of
actual
those
thing,
send-
and you know that, right?
Yeah, he does. He's talking shit.
Yeah.
He
Oh
knows
yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like, oh yeah, the rescue team, or
Yeah.
you send a transmission, and it takes 9 days for them to get it, and 9 days to show up and pick
Space
up
is
your
big,
corpses.
my friend. You know this.
I do. I just find the idea of a remote rescue team to be, well,
A little
dumb.
bit time insensitive, huh?
I guess.
Well, Heath, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and to get to know about you and your fellow crew members. I hope I'll have a chance to meet some of them one-on-one, and hopefully I can put an article together that's worthy of your guys' deeds.
Well, if you want to do a write up on the ship, I mean, I'm personal friends with the captain. We talk to him for you.
I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, and
She gives you like contact information.
yeah,
You know,
I'm
the
half
space
expecting to
80s
be
all the way to
emailing her a
out.
video.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Rodance?
I'm half expecting her to be emailing. I'm half expecting Pike to be emailing her a special video.
and he's like, yeah, and he just like he just goes full assumption. He's like, all right, well, if you're giving me your contact, that means you probably have something else you need to do. But next time we meet, I'll let you know what the captain has to say.
I look forward to that. Hopefully it'll be sometime before you ship out again.
I'll have a better idea when I'm shipping out then too.
Excellent. And she motions to the bartender and picks up the tab. Now, when I say that, I air quoted it, but there's more barter than there is trade here, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
she just takes a little script of something handwritten and slips it over to the bartender. The bartender goes, okay, yeah, thank you. And effectively, she's paid for your drinks and whatever things you've been munching on this whole time.
Okay.
Where do we go from here? Not to quote Axl Rose.
Do we converge the timelines?
Yes, absolutely we can. Excuse me
Gets a
1 second.
call from.
By all means, do what you guys want to do. I'm going to take a brief moment. I got to undo a knot for my kid. And
I guess.
let me tell you, this sucks when you can't see up close anymore.
Pike receives a call from Westcott.
Yeah.
Oh, he's finishing his second beer.
Yeah. Pike,
Westcott.
they said you lived.
Have you kicked Amputation's ass yet?
They still have me half strapped down to the bed. Apparently I'm a terror coming off of meds.
Half strapped down to a bed. That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Come drop by.
I'd like to drop
Pretty sure
by.
my sister is about ready to eat my face off over here.
Think she'd like to take a shot at me. She did also say that she was invoking her family rights to make sure I couldn't be there, and I didn't think it would
Yeah,
help you for me
well,
to
that
pick a
kind of
fight with her.
loses when I wake up, so she can go get
Yeah.
stuffed.
Well, I didn't think it would help you for me to pick a fight with your sister, so. But I'll come up
Oh,
now.
I'm about to pick a fight with my sister. You might need to come pick her up and sit her outside for me.
All right. Well, I'm on my way to back you up.
Mm.
And he'll finish, wave to the bartender, and I'll head towards medical.
Mhm.
Barton gives you a nod. I deciphered the nod.
Nice. And I'll head to medical.
When you get there, Nina, where do you want Nina to be, Rodance? Do you want her still in the room? Do you want her leaving the room? Do you want
Oh,
her
she's
nowhere
still
near?
there because I'm mean mugging her at the moment and
Oh,
not
yeah.
giving her a PDAT back because they won't give me my own.
Ah, yes. You're definitely getting the look of, will you give me my fucking PDAT back? God damn it, sister. She's not saying all that, but that look on her face, you know her well enough. So you could read every one of her non-significant NPC glances.
Yeah, I look at her and I just am like, oh, yeah, sure. After I send Pike to go get me one from the store, apparently.
When you mention his
I've
name,
been asleep for how long? How did you guys not figure I'd probably want one when I woke up?
you need to rest. You don't need to get right back into it. Fuck, you were fighting off those monsters.
I have a perfect line to walk into the scene with.
Okay.
I walk in, I didn't hear that, but I just walk into the middle of the conversation, look right at Westcott and go, Westcott, why aren't you walking yet?
Which Westcott? Obviously, we know which one, but
yeah, that's what he says. He walks as a Westcott. Why aren't you walking yet?
They tell me that I have to wait for the stump to heal before they can attach another leg.
Wow. Absolute lazy ass doctors.
and at that point, Nina just snatches the PDAT and walks right out. Doesn't say a fucking thing, especially to Pike. She doesn't even acknowledge Pike's arrival. She just grabs it, turns around, walks right out.
Yeah, so that was fun. I haven't seen my brother yet, but I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
Yeah, I think he took the first shift sitting by waiting for you. Nina only left after he promised to make sure that I couldn't come in.
Wow. No matter what I told her, she is absolutely insisting that you took my leg off. And I was trying to explain to her, your mouth isn't that big and it wouldn't fit around my thigh. And if we're blaming anyone, we're blaming the Zenos. But no, oh my God, just.
She's gonna feel whatever she feels. She knows what happened. She's seen it.
Oh, did you video?
I didn't die. My camera still stayed pointing where I was looking.
That's helpful.
Yeah, we weren't sure when you were going to be waking up, and we weren't sure how
This guy is
sketchy.
still breathing?
No, he never breathes. He's a fucking toaster.
I figured he would have dropped him off in the pool.
Don't think I didn't think about it. But
after launching that stupid air things too longer early before they were supposed to, and then trying to throw us under the bus.
Wow.
And that was just before we went down. I'm sure he's been spouting off nonsense since, well, I've been apparently out cold.
Well, Captain Warren said he was going to take care of it, so I trust he's going to take care of it. But we did want to make sure there was a contingent plan, so if they decided to if they decided that he was going to take a short walk out of an airlock on his own, we wanted to make sure we had something set up. So I asked your sister to help you out by editing the footage down to be able to prove that, Gaius was trying to get people killed. And she helped.
Have you figured out a distribution system yet to discredit those two?
Captain told me to hold off, but I know how I want to do it. And I'm ready for it.
How much do you think it'll be? How much trouble do you think will be if we steal a wheelchair and roll me out of here? Because it has been, I look at my watch, 2 hours, and I already can't stand their wallpaper.
Well, I don't know how much trouble, but I also know they can't stop me. So it's really, what do you want to do?
I hit the nurse call button.
It takes about 1 minute, and a nurse pokes her head in. Yes, how can I help you? Are you okay?
Can I have a wheelchair and a hall pass, please?
Let me confer with the doctor. I'm going to lead with no, but let me confer with the doctor.
Well, a doctor told me it was going to take a couple of days to procure what I bought. So it's not like she's needed for a couple of days.
She should be resting and not doing much.
Yeah, but I can at least go out and eat something other than hospital food.
She gives you
I got exactly 1 meal in, and I am being very, very grumpy.
Yeah, she sighs. It says, let me talk with the doctor. And in the background, you hear Winston. That's just code for her blowing you off. You know that, right?
You know, if I was going to be stuck with having voices in my head, you think they would do me the favor of go standing in the hallway and listening for me, but nah.
I only
mean,
hear what you hear.
but you can't put your mind in the hallway, so
Yeah, I know.
you're just gonna have to find the weapon you need to win that fight.
I also want you to imagine that while Pike is talking right now, Winston, in the back of your little mind, is doing this right to him.
Oh, apparently my imagination version of Winston likes flipping you off, Pike, just so you know.
Well,
You weren't
maybe
supposed
if
to tell
his
him that.
maybe if his head was a worse bullet receptacle, he wouldn't have to give me middle fingers.
This motherfucker.
Oh God, I'm glad you made it make that joke in front of my sister. She would think we were both insane.
He already knows you're
Actually,
insane.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she thinks we're
he
both
looks
insane
very
anyways.
he looks very solemn for a second and says, Westcott, we are both crazy.
Yeah, Winston, by the way, is like very much like straight up deadpan. He's like, you are crazy. Why do you think I'm here?
You got your whole pile of things going on, and I have to wake up every morning and make the conscious decision not to murder everyone that annoys me. Like, we're both crazy.
That line is awesome, by the
mean,
way.
I wonder like what would happen if we could trade that for a day, if like you would climb the walls and nobody would survive. I mean, might be a thing.
I don't know.
Poke the bear. Poke the bear. Poke the pipe. Poke him. Poke him. Poke him.
I'm trying to
Hey,
imagine not
I
having the
wouldn't need to
rage, and I
take
just
them all
can't.
out. I would just vent the atmo of the entire ship.
Practical.
The real Winston's going, great idea. You should do that. But unfortunately, that Winston's not in your head. He's in mine.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure the nurse is going to be avoiding us for a while, so you should be safe to steal whatever wheelchair you can put your eyes on. Unless you want to like physically tote me around, but then that might be a little awkward.
Probably get weird looks, but it's not like, I mean, you weigh 20% less.
Right? Man, I'm gonna have to like
The combat weight
stand
loss
on a
plan.
scale with and without the leg and see how it goes.
Combat weight loss.
Now with 20% aircraft aluminum.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sure I can steal a chair.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
make you
mean,
make
the
a
nurse
roll.
is purposely avoiding us now, so I can't keep smashing the nurse call button.
Well,
So you should be good.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have the nurses actually been like decent? Or is it a case of, the doctor's an ass and the nurse is just doing her job, or do they both suck?
I just don't want to sit in this room for the next 3 weeks. I want to go see
Sure.
something other than this ugly wallpaper that they claim is soothing.
Sure. It's also not the answer to my question.
They honestly haven't been that bad. I've been awake for like 3 hours.
They've been,
I mean, I literally stick my finger in my mouth and check, and they're like, yes, they did brush my teeth, so we're cool.
Since you've been awake, they've been accommodating and receptive to questions and whatnot, but otherwise they've been pretty much leaving you alone. Like, They'll check on you from time, like every hour at a minimum, but they're not really trying to bother you. They're
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
give you
pretty sure
space.
at least one of them used to be a Navy nurse or something, so she knows better
Yeah.
than to poke too much.
One of the nurses is a corpsman? Was a
Mhm.
corpsman?
Yeah, I'm
We-
pretty sure.
We
Yeah,
might
there was-
actually
there
be able
was-
to get you wheel. We might actually be able to get you wheeled out in a chair then, without causing you any trouble when we bring you back. If anyone's gonna understand, it's somebody going fucking stir crazy, it's gonna be a corpsman.
Right?
And while I might not give a shit about the regular civvy nurses here, I will keep my word to a corpsman. You don't fuck with your corpsman.
Dude.
No, that's a death wish.
Which one was the corpsman?
I rake my memory and I try to bring up the correct name for him, or at least a description.
Yeah, the short blonde girl. The
I
one
say
that looks
that.
like the one that looks like she's closer to 30 than she does 20,
Okay.
as opposed to the brunette that looks closer to 20 than 30. The one
I'll
that you
just,
just
like-
saw.
I'll just like lean out and see if that nurse is still here.
She's down the little, I don't want to say hallway, but down the little stretch and tip tapping at some sort of records.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna walk right up to her.
She, as soon as she sees you coming, she just looks at you, watches, and doesn't say anything. She's watching you. She's actually kind of semi-curious, semi-bored.
So I hear you're a corpsman.
Yeah, and?
Well, I figure most of the rest of the people here are probably
Yeah, they're a little
inexperienced and a
strung
bit of a
out.
joke. Yeah. But I learned to never fuck with my corpsman. So we're trying to get her in a wheelchair and at least out of the space to get something decent to eat to settle her mind and her nerves. And I will keep my word to a corpsman that she stays in the chair. If you can get us that chair.
She takes a moment and looks up on her little computer terminal and, oh yes, Octavia Westcott, apparently former Marine supply tech. Interesting. Yes,
We
amputation.
were all supply techs, don't you
Yeah,
know?
you know what? He's gonna look right at her and say, "Yes, we were both supply clerks."
And yet you needed a corpsman enough to know that you don't fuck with a corp. I'm not going to read between the lines. I'm just going to open this drawer right here and pass you a nap relief. Here. This is the best
He
I can do
takes
for
it.
now. She does need her time to rest. The food here isn't that bad. Don't let her lie to you. And when she says, I want to be clear. She's giving you that underhanded tone of, it's better than military chow. It's just not as good as normal chow.
Yeah. So, am I getting the vibe of this is a no or a don't tell me anything else? Just go do whatever you're gonna do.
She's passing you a vial of nap relief and letting you do whatever you're going to do. But she does
Okay.
note that she should not be leaving her room.
Okay. Well, I give you my word. I am not going to do anything to aggravate her injuries while I'm visiting.
She shrugs a little bit as she continues back with her note taking, or whatever it is that nurses do to keep the records up to date. There's a
Okay.
word, I can't think of it.
When I'm walking back, I'll look over and be
Charting.
like, "And
Charting,
that's a
yes.
wheelchair." While I'm walking back, I'll look over, halfway back. Like,
Oh, yeah, there's
that's
definitely a
wheelchair,"
chair
and I'll
in the-
just grab it and just
Yeah.
wheel it into the room with her. Be like,
Yeah,
"All right, Wescott."
you hear a faint huff. Like, fucking Marines.
We're all right, Wescott.
She gave you a
Yeah.
nap relief too, so she could dump her stress.
Yeah.
Even though I don't
All
know
right.
if it works with her
It
current
does.
situation.
It does. I mean,
Yeah, it's literally
she's
the only
getting
way
high.
I'm probably ever reducing my stress ever again.
All right, Wescott. We are on a mission. We are on a mission for a decent goddamn sandwich. This
We're
is
on
a
a mission for
covert
God.
mission, which means you need to shut the fuck up until we're out of here. And I'll pull out the nap relief and I'll give her a look like, all right.
I just hold out my arm. I know how this goes.
I'll hit her with the nap relief. I'll put the cap back on it and slip it in my pocket.
Okay. Go ahead and dump your stress and reset your panic to 0.
And then I will very carefully put her into the wheelchair and I will very quietly wheel her out of medbay. And we're gonna go get a decent goddamn sandwich.
You hear, as you leave, you hear, "Oh no, stop! She can't go there."
Yeah, the very much like if they ask, I did my part.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know how it is. Oh no, she's getting away. I can't get
We're
there in
gonna have to remember to
time.
buy that one and sandwich on the way back.
That's definitely
yeah,
the thing you do, by the way.
yeah. We'll bring her something back, and it'll
No,
definitely just
maybe they
be
wanted
for
themselves
her.
chocolate or something.
Yeah, well, we'll trade for something to bring back, and it'll definitely only be a thank you for your good bedside manner gift.
Mm-hmm.
We will return to you in a moment. Captain Warren, some time has passed. You get a
Have I been black
notification.
bagged?
I'm sorry?
Have I been black bagged?
You have not.
Oh wow.
Some time has passed. Briefly, what would you have done in, let's say, a couple hours of time after your meeting with Gaius and then the
I
re-meeting with
think
Gaius?
I froze.
Your video
We can
froze,
hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
but we hear you.
Oh, it did.
At least
Now
we
he's
were.
frozen.
Yeah.
I can
Oh
hear him.
no, we can hear that.
Oh, he's smiling.
Hi.
Hey, there you are. All right.
It
In the
just
next couple
chose
of,
now to be like. It just
yeah,
chose now.
over the next couple of hours since your last meeting with Gaius, where would Matt Warren have wandered off to if he had the option?
Probably would have wandered back to the ship and made sure that all his things were in order from the last mission, I guess.
Anything in particular you want to get after, or shall we move right on to your next moment?
Um, I guess I trust Pike to have the stuff and figure out what to do with it. Yeah, go ahead with the next moment, I guess.
Okay. Uh, you get a notice that Gaius and Governor Avantu would like to resume their previous meeting and discuss
Okay.
moving forward.
Okay. I will collect 10 and go there.
As you arrive, you will note that Gaius and Abantu are once again in Gaius's office, not the operations deck. And when
Okay.
you arrive, Gaius regards Tam really quick and then says, "With respect, I don't mean offense, but I don't think you are needed for this side of the meeting, Mr. Tam."
That's okay. And I can dismiss 10, I guess.
Okay. And this is Gaius speaking, it has come to my attention that the situation on the ground is dire. I believe that is a bit of an understatement. Governor, I think our choice to nuke the settlement from orbit is the only way forward in order to ensure that nothing happens. We can send the Typhoon down afterwards to do some battle damage assessment and continue scouting other regions of the planet for suitable sites for a colony. The creature that was encountered seems to be a significant threat. It seems that this may be the best way to move forward. And then he looks to you, Captain Warren, for your input.
So what changed in 3.5 hours?
I have considered the information that you have brought back, and it would seem that these creatures are of a significant threat, as I believe you have mentioned to the governor in my absence. And then he
I
looks to the
believe I
governor
used the
and,
word existential.
yes, existential was a key determining factor. And the governor looks back to Gaius and is like, I don't think that's the right answer. This planet, we should not be tarnishing it with nuclear exchange or destroying the processor. It could very well damage the fragile biosphere. He uses some other scientific words to indicate that perhaps using a nuclear weapon or igniting a thermonuclear explosion might damage the safety of the planet, I guess. Not so much in like destroying the whole world, but like ruining the environment worldwide.
Mhm.
They could set the atmosphere on fire.
I was gonna
Yes.
say, like, this isn't a military fleet. The only nuke they have is the atmospheric process. He's just like, but what about the atmospheric processor? That I think that is the nuke.
So yeah, so basically what you're getting as they go back and forth a few times is that Gaius is not exactly adamant, but definitely very much pro nuke, and Abantu is very much no nuke for various reasons. Gaius is of the opinion that if this threat is as bad as you say it is, to the point where crew members can be dismembered, if not outright killed, sending people down in this area is not a good idea, and perhaps nuking it to ensure that nobody else does is the best answer. Abantu is like, well, no, there's still a whole ass other planets, rest of the planet to check out. We could just simply contain the threat or be nowhere near the threat and be perfectly fine. And then basically they go back and forth a few times, and then they both do that sort of like Skyrim, turn their heads towards you and look for your answer.
I think the answer really lies in the middle of those. Maybe not nuking the planet, but also cording off where we don't access the planet at all would probably be the best course of action for the moment.
Gaius just looks at you and says, the only way to be sure is to destroy that particular region. Would it not? It would seem to me that this hive may not be the only one. Did your report not also include one of the creatures escaping, presumably to another site?
Yes, the facility would seem that it's expansive, and it could be everywhere's, or it could be nowhere's, could be all over the place. We don't know yet.
I think at this point, like, Abantu's like, there's also the thought that there was a previous alien intelligence having constructed this site, and we're going to ruin it with fallout, nuclear damage. That seems counterintuitive to the mission of the Great Mother Expedition. To explore. You're muted, Kane.
Pike would be so happy with the nuclear solution.
I know he is.
I mean, I don't really care about the military, not the military, but the alien angle. So nuking isn't actually that bad. I would like to see dead bugs.
Gaius just kind of he starts shifting some of his conversational tones in support of your dead aliens are good answers. And he's like, yes, dead aliens are good answers. And so he's trying to convince Abantu that this is the right way to go. Especially since he feels like you are supporting it.
I think
this would be a good demonstration of your declared cooperation to be like, yeah, no, like that is exactly what my recommendation was. I'm so glad you agree with me. Like I feel like that's what he's fishing for here, is to be like, yes, let's test this alliance. Let's nuke it from orbit.
Nuke it 3 times. Okay, so maybe going there is a bad idea, but also a dead bug is a good bug.
The only good bug is a dead bug. I've seen that Starship Troopers movies.
Yeah, those are good movies.
Only the first one was. And to be fair, and to be fair, they were a very poor copy of what the book was all about. Anyways.
With the first one was a good one, but the other ones still had that excellent musical score.
Oh yeah. I mean, as movies in and of themselves, they weren't bad, but in that universe, very, very bad. Anyway, back on track.
So, yeah, destroying the site would probably be a good idea. I would, as a side note, probably say that we need to look into it to see what we can learn from it. But if we can blow it up, then that was my original concern. Yeah.
And so,
what are you gonna nuke it with?
It seems the best option is to set the atmosphere processor to overheat effectively. It will ignite a thermonuclear explosion. Several hours later, we will send the Typhoon down to investigate and determine if there is further action required. We do have a few... I'm going to be honest. I don't know if this is actually in the book, but I'm going to argue that the Ileana is carrying a few specific types of missiles that have those kind of like semi-pseudo terraforming capabilities that would basically wipe out whatever's there and replace it with
Oh,
usable
I,
shit.
I think the limits of the terraforming are the processors.
Yeah.
I don't think they
Hmm.
have there's no Genesis device.
Yeah, I was trying not to go there, honestly. Like, no bullshit. I realize I've been
No,
making a
I
lot of Star
served.
Trek calls
Hey,
here. I was
I
not
served
going
one
for
back to you.
Genesis.
That's all. I served it back, not you.
Like, I was not trying to go. Like,
Mhm.
I was trying to describe something similar to it that works within the Alien universe framework, but not actually referencing Genesis or even specifically going for that. But I was thinking that they would have some sort of like a seeding kind of missile. Like, you could seed the clouds and make them rain or something along those lines. But something
No,
more like
No, don't go that
terraforming.
direction, please.
I mean, my understanding was the atmospheric processors were the only real terraforming they had, and that's why it was like a multi-generational thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Just
makes
for like
sense.
the particularly inhospitable planets, they'd have them living there for a couple generations before they could move out of the HAB units and start doing the rest of the work there. But because they chose to be the families there in the Shake and Bake colony, there's a movie reference, um, that they would basically get first choice of plots of land to make their own towns and settlements and whatever before any other colonists came.
That
Now,
does
as I
sound nice.
recall, and this is Gaia speaking again, as I recall, the facility is approximately 100 to 125 kilometers distant from where the processor let set down. So it is potentially possible that the blast will not have the full effect that we need, which will necessitate the Typhoon going down to investigate the results and then determining whether or not follow-on actions are required. Abantu almost immediately is like, we are not using multiple atmosphere processor stations as thermonuclear devices. One is bad enough. It's a conversation I do not want to have with UN Secretary General. Two is unfathomable and unforgivable. And Gaius is in a pseudo apologetic tone, as best as an android can muster. It's like, no, absolutely not. There are other options, possibilities. For instance, the science vessels do carry a limited yield conventional warhead armament. You guys do have
So
strike
there is
missiles.
a
It's a very
facility
small
down
one, I
there.
think. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So there is a facility down there. It seems to be a breeding ground for them. Uh, if we are to see if there's a breeding ground, maybe there's a way to destroy them specifically. You know what I mean?
A decision
Um,
that will have to be made based on the assessment the Typhoon will make after the destruction of the processor.
hmm. And what kind of security team does the Typhoon have?
Their crew complement is not much different than your own, although a little bit more skewed into the sciences. There is a security element aboard, if that is your question.
Okay. Um, let me see here. So I guess the final thing is if you're gonna blow it up, okay? Um, it's 150 kilometers away. I'm not a nuclear physicist or anything like that. I used to be a Marine, data entry. Um, and the data that I've entered is that uh, things rarely blow up as much as you think they blow up as.
It is a risk. It may or may not work, but at this point, if these creatures are as dangerous to humanity as you suggest, it's maybe our only best option. As I said, an assessment after the fact will almost virtually be required in order to determine what follow-on actions will be needed. Finally, you start to see Abantu slowly starting to come around to this ridiculous idea.
Yeah, I
Perhaps,
mean,
in fact, if the Typhoon were to supplement supplement the processor with a limited strike coinciding with the blast, perhaps that would create the effect that we need. I'm totally spitballing here, I don't even know if that would work or not, but whatever.
So what
It's
you're
okay.
dealing
Warren
with
wouldn't know
isn't just
either.
bugs.
What'd you say, Kane?
So
It's okay. Warren wouldn't know either.
Um, so what we're dealing with isn't just like bugs. They are burrowers. They are things that can enter human beings and grow inside of us. They're masters at killing us. If one of them gets on a ship, then that's it. I don't think going down there at all is going to be a good idea.
A limited strike from orbit then would be the only way to be sure.
Just volunteer science crew it up in the Atmail processor and let them be.
I'm sorry, what
They
were
die,
you
they die.
Yeah, pretty
I
much,
mean,
right?
there's no point even blowing anything up. Honestly, sending a volunteer science crew down there just to make sure they don't suddenly gain spaceflight capabilities, and you're set.
Spaceflight, that would be the worst thing about
Xenos flying
aliens.
ships through space is a
Guys,
terrifying
we've
idea.
seen them on multiple planets. Why haven't you told them yet?
Because we can't break our oaths.
We've
At least
seen them
Pike
on multiple
refuses to.
planets after this. Kamita,
All
for
right.
example, chewed your ass out for you going hunting for one in that jungle. Remember?
Yeah, she
That's not covered on
definitely
your.
did.
Yeah, but
That's not covered under our oath.
Pike is trying to talk. I mean, Pike at least is very, very worried about us accidentally breaking our oaths. So he's trying to talk as little about any of it as possible.
Captain
They'd be like,
Warren,
well,
You
this
know
is
what?
what the camera shows. So here, draw your own conclusions. That sort of attitude. But that's just Pike.
They are really good at killing people, but I mean, you're gonna have to blow up something or not blow up something, but I guess that's pretty much the whole key, right?
yeah, I think after a moment, guys, it just looks to the governor. He's like, "Sir, let's detonate the processor, and then see what happens after that." And
I kind of
then,
want to see an explosion.
the Bantu takes a moment and kind of looks back and forth between the two of you. He says, exasperatedly, says, "Very well, make it happen." The guy says, "Very well," and
Uh,
nods to the two of you and heads back to the operation deck.
I'm gonna look to Ubuntu and say, "Do you feel played?"
That is a curious thing to ask. What makes you wonder that?
Why blow up everything? I mean, I get that he wanted to blow up everything, and you don't want to blow up anything,
My concern is that
but it's really far.
perhaps he. That is an interesting.
In my experience, people who want to do something and have to convince other people to do it tend to have their own little ideas about how things are supposed to be run. What
Ulterior
is his
motives.
idea?
They have
Yeah, that's the
motives.
one.
That is a troubling thought that Gaius would be working contradictory to our own aspirations here.
I'm just saying uh, he's an android. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
He's
he
an
is.
android, and he's working for Wayland Yutani, and everyone else is. This is you are Governor Ubuntu, and you should have a say about this, right?
Yes, I am the governor of this mission and the potentially the governor of the Far Spinward Colonies once everything is established and put into place as such.
I'll leave it at that.
Very well. Unless you have anything else for me, Captain, which I can't fathom that you would, I do have other matters I need to attend to myself, and apparently oversee the detonation of a thermonuclear device ad hoc
Hey,
from
at
an
least
amateur
enjoy the
processor.
fireworks.
Fireworks. When you say fireworks, it's just like there's this defeated look of like, yes, fireworks, as he walks out.
Should be able to see it from space.
And I feel like that is a good spot to pause for the evening and resume Hopefully next week and not 3 or 4 or 5 weeks from now.
33 days later.
I mean, that's been our routine this year, is that roughly 2 to 3 weeks between episodes. But hopefully we can shorten that gap.
I was several provinces away. Things were happening.
There was 1 week where it was on you. Not that, to be clear, I'm not pointing fingers, but there was 1 week where it was, you had things going on. There was a week where, frankly, I ate something that made me feel less than great. So I was like, I'm just going to sit this one out. I think it was curry powder, by the way.
Really?
I feel as though...
Curry powder?
Yeah.
Okay, I do need to inform you
can't
that
have
spices
curry.
expire, and you should be double checking that.
Ooh, you know what? I'm pretty sure I purchased this one myself, but it may have expired. At any rate, it could have been anything that I ate over the weekend prior to it. It could have been the day I don't know, something hit me and it was weird and I didn't feel great the whole rest of the day, so I was like, you know what? I think it's just safe to say I could just call this one off. And then 1 week, Kane was doing Kane things, whatever that means.
Caningly.
At any point, let's talk experience. Did you participate in the section? Yes. Did you risk or sacrifice something for your personal agenda? You know what? I'm going to allow Wright to take a point just because she was mentioned a few times in her capacity as a security member. That might be a little contrary to the way it works, but she was at least mentioned.
She almost got scapegoated.
Yeah, she almost did. Gaius was like, oh, so you're saying it was her fault?
No.
You stuck up for her. That was really good. That was because he was about to corporate steamroll your ass.
I was at the beginning stages of a plan to throw the entire ship into fucking chaos to keep for my crew. So I feel like I get my personal agenda. I was about to start a fucking civil war.
You were definitely posted up in that bar, hoping to pull the strings.
He really wanted this to happen so he could lead an armed coup.
And instead, he had a conversation with a somewhat attractive woman.
Do I get minus points for having the opposite of my personal agenda, which is integrate Pike back into society?
We've been kind of busy, but I really want there to be like a 2 or 3 scene thing in a row with Warren and Pike, where it's just Warren trying to normalize Pike.
Like,
so we can have some
you want to have
scenes with that.
Oh god, what do they call it? Hang on, montage. You want to have a montage?
No, I want to have.
Gotta have a montage. Montage.
I want to have the whole arc. I think it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, I think it'd be like, so Pike, the fork goes on the left, and the spoon and knife on the right. I don't actually know if that's the case.
No, but I'm definitely imagining a dining service now. Trying to get Pike to set the forks in the right order.
So Pike, when you get off the machine, wipe it clean for the next person.
Oh, Pike definitely does not. I feel like Pike does not wipe. Oh, that sounded bad.
Pike has used the gym at the military bases. He knows how to have proper etiquette, so the entire unit doesn't come down with MRSA.
I think when he uses the unit gym, he definitely does that. But when he's out using somebody else's gym, he's like, no, fuck these scrubs. They need to lift more anyway.
None of these are heavy enough. Fuck these people.
Anybody else risking or sacrificing for your agendas?
Did I succeed in my argument?
I'll give it to you because I'm really fucking lazy.
Hey, I managed to bust out of the hospital.
Is that your agenda for the night?
Hey, look, my agenda is replace my leg, but I haven't gotten to the rest of my plan yet, okay?
Okay. All right. Let me see. What do you have for your agenda? Oh, he does actually literally have replace my fucking leg. Yeah, I'll give you that one. You've gotten out.
Lying?
No, I don't listen. I've already clearly established in this episode specifically that I don't remember shit. So I had to go look. Let's see, what else is there? Did you risk your life for your buddy? I don't think anybody risked any lives or anything, unfortunately.
No, but it isn't just risking your life though. It's risk or sacrifice something for your buddy, right? That is the wording. Risk or sacrifice something for your buddy, right?
I have
risked-
literally. Did you risk your life for your buddy? Well, let's take a look at the original rules.
I did
Take a look.
risk my face not being black bagged.
Mm. Hang on, I'm trying
Now
to
that
see.
was
Where
the
is
original
experience-
thing.
where-
Depends on this thread.
What pages are the experience questions?
As I open my book.
Hmm. Yeah.
Page 35.
Is it 35? Really? Yeah, developing your character
yeah.
experience.
Did you risk your life for your buddy? All right.
Just you risk your life.
So I thought I
for
took the
your buddy.
questions almost verbatim out of the book. Wrote it in my notes. It looks like I actually did. Yeah.
Okay.
So the next question is: did you challenge or stand up to your rival? I don't remember who your guys' rivals are, but I don't think anybody stood up to anybody.
Octavia.
Warren did not stand up to Octavia because she's been laying down this whole time, except for
I do not have a rival.
no.
And
You need
Octavia
one.
has not had a chance to fuck with Matthew yet.
Now, you were busy recuperating. If anybody stood up to anyone, it was maybe Octavia standing up to the medical staff and Pike standing up to a medical corpsman. Kind of.
So I can only choose a player for my buddy and my rival, and right now Pike has no problem with with any of the other 3-player characters.
That's a fair point. What about Alita?
I feel like when we went on that mission where the truck got stuck in the snow.
Yes.
Alita was my rival until that mission, and the two of us had what Pike interpreted as a coming to Jesus conversation where we both agreed on terms. We're like, all right, we're cool, we're on the same side, we understand, like we are a team. We are a crew within the crew. And he's like, all right, cool, we're on the team.
Couple of the NPCs based on screen time feel like they might be junior PCs, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Westcott siblings, Nina especially, Hamida, Lakota, and Judge to some extent. You have interacted with him a couple of times. You could choose. I will allow you to choose one of those 4 or 5. I would be amused as all hell if it was Nina. Who?
Lakota's my rival.
I had a feeling it was going to be Lakota once I said her.
we have a
There has definitely been an ongoing
relationship.
There's definitely been an
Hey.
ongoing back and forth between the two of you.
Nina needs to write Pike in as both her rival and her buddy.
Go for it.
I don't have control of her character sheet.
Oh, I thought you did for some reason. Where are you, Nina? Rival.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure when she's not pissed at him, she probably has a crush on him at this point.
I mean,
That would
I've
just be
definitely
too
been
funny.
leaning that way.
That fine line between love and hate.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah. That spicy emotional.
Oh yeah. All right. Did
Tornado.
you make a panic roll? Octavia, you did by kind of mistake.
I
Warren
did
did.
because you made me roll a check while I had stress, and by default, I had that much stress.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and take one for that. Did anybody else make a panic roll? I don't know.
Warren
Warren. Hold on. Who made that? Warren had a.
Yeah.
Yep. Warren, you can get one.
Not a panic roll though. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
you rolled stress.
Yeah, if you roll the
Oh,
face
right.
hugger during the session, you get this experience.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately,
wow.
that's
That's so
it.
easy.
Just the two of you.
I
We didn't have a lot of
roll
rolls.
Any dice the entire session.
What's that?
I didn't roll any dice the entire session.
Sometimes some of the best sessions don't have dice involved.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here, fucking bug. I don't even know where you came from. Did you overcome a dangerous event? I don't think we had any dangerous events. I mean, certainly
Yeah.
Pike
events that were.
survived my sister.
I'm sorry?
Pike didn't get shanked walking in by my sister.
Well, you wouldn't have walked in, but yes. Also, not giving you a point for that.
What? That my sister did not become homicidal because she blames Pike for taking my
No,
leg
Actually,
off?
let me ask you this for
that
Dance.
last session. We did that last session when she tried to hit me with the wrench and I put her up against the wall.
Yeah.
To
For
be
Dance-
honest, you should be giving her experience points and leveling her up at this rate.
Getting to survive a dangerous situation every time she picks a fight with Pike.
Yes.
Every time she
You'd be
tells
leveling
Pike
up
to
the
fuck off.
NPCs. Yes, exactly.
For Dance, Did I give you an experience point for dangerous event last session for surviving your leg being acided off?
No, because I spent the entire last session in sedated, remember?
Oh,
Right. But did you get experience for surviving that?
Probably the week before that, yeah. Or the
Okay.
session before that one. They kind of weird not to.
Yeah.
The fight session.
Okay. In that case, unfortunately, I can't give you one for that now. I feel like I probably did. Significant discovery or revelation?
Not for me.
That all of our upper staff are backstabbing two-faced gits who are trying to get us all killed. Oh
Well,
wait,
it
I'm
only
pretty sure
applies
we
to
already knew
one
that.
right now. That would be
Yeah,
Warren.
I feel like the only argument here is Warren finding out just how, like, we had all these concerns about how duplicitous Gaius might be, and Warren saw it. He's got the proof in the pudding that he is in fact
It's
every
anecdotal
bit-
though. It's not hard evidence that he is duplicitous, backstabby. That's the only argument against. But I will allow it.
because there's like we had suspicions about we and I think a lot of our suspicions weren't because we thought that it wasn't because we had like, oh, Gaius did this thing so we think like he's a crazy person. It was because most of us hate androids and we were like, well, fuck Gaius, he's an android.
Yeah.
But Warren today got to see, like, we were being prejudiced against the android, but he on a dime flipped and went, yeah, no, let's I had this whole fucking deal about getting this atmosphere processor down and how expensive it was just to maintain it. And then because Warren came into the office and went, okay, I'm on board now. I am with you and way you. He was like, great, let's blow up a multi-billion-dollar piece of equipment because sure, because we're on the same team, right? Like,
Okay, that's fair.
now we
That's
have
fair.
proof that he is everything that our prejudice told us he was.
You know what? Since you recapped that so nicely, yes, Warren, go ahead and take another experience point for that. That discovery that Gaius is indeed a duplicitous bastard. And also,
Yay.
it seems
I
as though
will
he
explain
has
that
some
next
sort of
stream.
ulterior bullshit going on. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've
definitely.
already had that suspicion for a little while now. But that's okay.
When you were just like, hey, did you feel like you were being played? Because I feel
That
kind
was,
of like a
that was
fool
a
right
great
now.
line. That was awesome. When you said that, I was like, well played, GM. Well fucking played. The last one is, did you perform an extraordinary action? I don't believe we had any extraordinary actions tonight.
No.
Unfortunately, not
I
much in the
did
way...
the perfect line of asking my sister where Pike was and breaking her heart.
No. No, I feel like sibling rivalry will top that easily.
Now, I want to make some sort of argument that somebody sat down next to Pike and he had a totally civil conversation without being really fucking weird, but he's done that a couple of times now.
Yeah. All right. No money. You know what? Because you are back on the Ileana, we'll just argue that perhaps money is back in play for the moment, and you can go ahead and take another piece of experience point, because why not? Good session, even if it wasn't full of all the things that we normally do or try to do. Any feedback, outro type comments? Rodance, what do you got?
My poor character is going to be peg-legging around for a little bit.
You're getting a really good leg. Arguably
Okay,
better than
she's
the
gonna
one you
be
were born
spinning
with.
around with some wheels and a cane and threatening people like the old person rolling down the hill.
All right, Ebenezer Scrooge.
I like the idea that you make this perfect recovery with your super leg and you keep the cane around anyways as an affectation to tell people to fuck off and leave you alone.
I definitely can see her doing that.
Yeah, I keep the cane just to beat him with. Yeah.
I definitely could see that. Luke, what do you got? Feedback, outro, comments.
Trying to keep it together.
Where have I seen that before? It's like I've seen that on the screen tonight. You keep it together. It's what it says when you make a panic roll and you do well. Keeping it together.
Yeah. Keeping it together.
You managed to keep your nerves in check. Barely. Speaking of nerves in check, what do you got there, Kane?
I like this new reporter. I'm wondering, Pike is tempted to take matters into his own hands. The only reason that he did not just be like, "Oh, hey, you're a reporter? Yeah, I've read your stuff. I know you're really a reporter. Hey, could I interest you in a package?" The only reason he didn't is because, like, if he did it right then, he would have felt like he betrayed the captain's trust.
Yeah,
Um,
that's something you might want to talk to the captain about before you do it.
yeah, he's got mixed feelings on it because he's like, on the one side, he's like, people need to know to be on the lookout for this because this shit will fucking kill them. But also, like, he's struggling with trying to figure out like what to do and what to care about. He is trying to be more human. So he's like, on the one side, he's like, I don't really care what happens to pretty much anybody on this fleet, but at the same time, like, I'm supposed to. So if I give this woman this footage, then a bunch of these things will kill a bunch of fucking people. This could stop that. But then I'd be betraying his trust while he's the one who's trying to push me to do these things. I don't really know, but I don't know. But she could be useful to know anyways. So I really like the character. I like the role play and challenges for Pike that this character is going to introduce for him.
Good. Can you make an
Um,
observation roll as part of a post-credit scene as you're
Sure.
wheeling Octavia around, heading back to that same area of the ship to find a decent sandwich?
I take it I'm not looking for anything particularly dangerous.
No, just a flat observation roll to see if you pick up on something. Okay.
Mm,
One success. As you're
I got my face hugger. I got my face hugger. I get
Okay,
my
go
XP.
ahead. Go ahead and take that 1 point. You son of a bitch. Trying to give you
But
a
I
little.
succeeded anyways.
Yes, you did. Let me find my little notes here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is
I
it?
do want to point out as well that Pike he made no effort to be shitty about her being UPP. He didn't even really acknowledge it. He was just like, okay, you're just a person doing your thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was what she was supposed to be coming off as. Yeah, she might be UPP, but she's just a regular person in the UPP. She's not motivated by, oh, fuck the UA because I am a badge carrying UPP person. At
Yeah,
least,
I'm just pointing out that Pike met that energy because
yeah.
he's at this point he really doesn't care about that shit anymore.
Yep. The thing you notice, and you only got 1 success, so unfortunately you can't get a whole lot of information, but you do notice as you're wheeling Octavia around looking for a place for a sandwich, you notice that reporter lady, Yana, had a very brief interaction with Doblins.
Goblins was on the mothership.
Mhm.
Impressive.
The mechanic, not the pilot, Dudge. Doblins.
Oh. Okay, the mechanic.
And we will leave it with that. That's it for us here tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. It's still hot in my apartment. It is 83 degrees in my apartment right now. It was 85 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. So it's slowly cooling off. It's like a grenade cooking off. You're waiting for it, and then all of a sudden, boom! Anyway, I don't know where I don't know where I was going with that. Thanks for stopping by. Go ahead.
With that observation roll, Pike has decided she's a UPP spy.
You've already decided that. This just in your mind confirms it.
No. He didn't have any suspicions of her being a spy until seeing her meet with the guy that he's convinced is also a spy. And he's like,
Oh, you're
well,
thinking
they're
she's a
buddies."
spy.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. All
They're,
right.
they're probably spy buddies. And he's
Spy
like,
buddies? Doing
yeah,
spy
yeah.
buddy things?
Yeah, I
Teaming
mean,
up in spy buddy movies?
I mean, she's genuinely doing the news articles and stuff, so knowing a reporter could be nice, but also keeping in mind that she might try to honeypot me or something. I don't know. She's a spy.
We'll find out next episode. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please consider smashing all the buttons, especially liking and subscribing and all that crazy stuff. Let's get out of here. Stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a crazy, dark, and currently really hot world. So make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we're out of here. See you next time. Have a good one.